guys who land on that, they create a language between German and Slavic. Modern day Yiddish. Modern day Hebrew. So they added a vowel. There's no E, J, U, B, and Hebrew. So they came up with the whole and Yahweh. Those are Yiddish terms. Or Yahweh. Yeah. Yeah.
I've been studying a lot of stuff all the time. Here. Right.
Right.
Yeah, I was first a Muslim. I've been in
according to the Bible, that's not the image of the Lord. So you got this guy here. So you got this guy here. He was the sixth Pope of Rome, named Alexander. Right? Well, Constantine was so-called Negro. But Constantine came after. So this guy here named Rodrigo Borgia, the sixth Pope of Rome. There's a show called the Borgia in Netflix to watch about this guy, the first time traveler known as. So he had Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci to paint his son to be the Messiah. That's what happened. His name is Caesar Borgia. Yeah. They just sold this painting a couple years ago for $500 million.
I was in
450 million.
I was in Paris, Louvre, saw one Louvre.
Right.
So I'm really at a very important people important to myself.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. Right.
When I was born, I was baptized Catholic. And then so they tried to carry it on with that in it.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't really know this stuff.
It's not according to the law. According to the law, there's a law in Leviticus 13 about leprosy. Right? There's a law. Now you can get clean leprosy meaning you cut it from the body. Why would the Most High send his son on earth to look like that? If it's a law about looking like that. According to the Bible, this will be the close image. To tell you that he got woolly hair in Revelation 1. Right? So he had like wool, but it was white. So that's already one strike to this. Right? He says feet had to do with 5 brass burnt in the furnace. Right? So you look at a penny, that's the color that was burnt in the furnace. Then Daniel said in Daniel 10, 5 and 6, but Daniel and John saw 2 different visions of the Lord. John revelated in Revelation 1, he saw the Lord, he saw his feet, and he said he had a garment on, right? He said he was girded about the palace with golden girdle. Daniel saw the detail. John said he had a garment on down to the foot. Daniel said the garment was green. John said he was girded about the palace with golden girdle. Daniel said he went into the detail of the gold, that it was fine gold and youth. So Daniel gave him more detail. He said his arms and his feet was in colors of polished brass. So I had this guy come up one time. He said, okay, so the Lord had his feet had to be black, but his face had to be white. That don't make no according to what he said. But yeah, that vision is false. And they came up with this image in the 1300s. It's called Renaissance art. It's the so-called white man that created it, the elites, because the small hats, those that control the religion, they control Catholic and universal. They control everything on earth. They created this image. Well, if you go back to Rodrigo Borgia, they carried this image. It was a painting that was made, and they pushed it up to the earth. That's not according to the Bible. We can get the scriptures to prove it to you. You hold it on? Go ahead.
This is 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and 46.
Start at 45.
Come.
Yep. So during the time of the Greeks, this is when these 3 tribes, the division of Levi went down. Alexander the Greek took power. He conquered all the known earth, right? Okay.
This is First Maccabees chapter 3 and 45. Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out.
We got to see. So after Alexander, he had 4 generals that raised up. 2 of his main generals were totally so-called white men. And you had Seleucus. Go ahead.
The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold.
Aliens mean strangers. It wasn't Israelites.
The heathen had their habitation in that place.
That's what happened to us as Jews. We were given Levi. We were conquered by the Greeks. Now the original Greeks is Noah's youngest son, Japheth. But Alexander conquered them, and they started calling themselves Greeks. Okay?
And joy was taken from Jacob, and the pipe with the harp ceased.
Jacob was our forefather. His name was Israel. I think that's the name. And the Lord gave the name Israel. Okay?
Wherefore the Israelites assembled themselves together and came to Mashpah over against Jerusalem. For in Mashpah was the place where they prayed aforetime in Israel. Then they fasted that day and put on sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their clothes and laid open the book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
The heathen sought to paint the likeness of their image. Get Job 9. Go ahead.
This is Revelation 20 and verse 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 quarters of the earth.
Right. It says Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So if you go back to the time of the 1400s, the white man came out of the Caucasus Mountains, out of Europe. They was loose. Most people don't understand when you say Satan was loosed out of his prison. That word Satan means adversary. They ain't talking about the rich nigga Satan. When you go back to Genesis 3, the Lord said he's going to put images between the serpent, images between thy seed and her seed. And the serpent got a seed. He was talking to a nation of, he was talking to the Israelites and the Edomites. Those who control the earth right now, so-called white men. We used to control the earth. The Lord put us on the bottom. The Lord was telling the serpent, because he deceived Eve, he's going to put images between his seed and her seed, which is nation. Let's go back to nobody Esau and Jacob. Yeah. Okay, Esau is the father of the so-called white man. Jacob is the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, read this again.
It says, Revelation 20 and 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
After 1,000 years, the Western Roman Empire went down, right? And the Eastern Roman Empire went down. Then Negroes took over. So for 1,000 years, you had, they call it time of the Moors, right? The Byzantine Empire. No, it's history. It's history. Right. They don't talk about it in school. They call it, but what the so-called white man labeled it as Middle Ages, Dark Ages. But it's called, then they call it time of the Moors. But this is when Negroes moved forth to Spain, Europe, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all of that was ruled by Negroes for 1,000 years. So this was the time, get me Job 30. This is the time when they pushed the so-called white man, which is the Edomites, into the Caucasus Mountains. Over there in Europe. Read this.
Job 30 and 1.
Yep.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision,
Right.
whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
Go ahead.
Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they are solitary,
Right.
fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste.
The roots in Europe is like a volatile pit, so nothing really grow there. So it's like a wilderness. Go ahead.
Who cut up mallows by the bushes,
He said, who put up mallows by the bushes? You know, we sit around fire s'mores. The so-called white man came up with that. That's the mallow root. That's what they ate. Go ahead.
and juniper roots for their meat.
Right.
They were driven forth from among
They
men.
were driven forth from among men. Go ahead.
They cried after them as a thief. They cried after them as after a thief.
Yep.
To dwell in the cities of the valleys,
Because of what?
in the cliffs
In the cliffs.
of the valleys,
In the cliffs of the valley is what?
in caves of the earth,
In the caves of the earth. Go ahead.
and in the rocks.
And in the rock.
Among the bushes, they brayed.
Right, they didn't have a language. They have a show called, what's called Quest for Fire. They didn't have a language. A movie called Quest for Fire. It said, read that out again.
Among the bushes, they brayed.
Up. They sounded like donkeys. Voice and view. They didn't have a language. Go ahead.
Under the nettles, they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of basement. They were violent than the earth.
So they dwelt in the cliffs of the valley, the caves of the earth. The word cave literally means cave dwellers. You know the word cave. So this is where they came from. So we're giving you what's going on. Go back to the Revelation. Hold on. Revelation 20 again.
Revelation 20 and 7.
So when they came out of the cave, the Lord gave them dumb to take back over the earth. Read this.
And when the 1,000 years are expired,
Right.
Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
Yeah, that's coming to talk now in Europe. Satan just means the word integrity, the adversary. The spiritual thing you say got the physical seed on earth. That's why I tell you Ephesians 6. You're dealing with spiritual wickedness in high places. The rules of darkness of this world. That's what Ephesians 6. Again.
And shall go out to deceive the nations,
Right.
which are in the four quarters of the earth.
And they deceive the nations with this image. This is called iconoclasm. Renaissance art. Iconoclasm is whitewash. Because all the images that we got right now, that's why Putin came out recently. He pulled out the vault and pulled the images of the Messiah out the vault. But they got all the history locked up over there in the Vatican. But Putin got stuff too because in Russia, it still got black icons, Negro icons in Russia. What the civil rights do is took the nose off. So go back to
Job 9, Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The Lord gave in the earth. When you look up the wicked, Malachi says the wicked is the Edomites. The nation of Edom. Go ahead.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
It said the Lord, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. Go ahead.
If not, where and who is he?
So who are the judges of the earth? When you think about the real judges of the earth, the planet, who are the judges?
I would have to say judges of the earth.
Right, of the earth. Of the earth. Right. It's the Most High and His Son. First off, read this again.
Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
The Vatican, they got the 16th chapter in the Vatican, right? They got the hand of God put in the hand of Adam, right? The people of God and they so-called white people. They was painted by Michelangelo. They're not over fence, they did all this. Go ahead. And he said, what?
If not,
If
where?
not, go ahead.
Where and who is he?
So if the so-called white man didn't do this, it said, where and who is he? There is no Chinese Jesus. There's not a Japanese Jesus. Right? There's not an Iranian Jesus. There's no Pakistani, Israel, Arab Jesus. So it said, if the so-called white man didn't do this, where and who is he that did it? Yeah. 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 It's facts, man. It's right.
What would be doctrine or religion, whatever,
So the Lord created so-called Negro laws. Just in case people are trying to eat with the Lord made us spiritual. He gave us laws that we can't follow. So this is my skin though. The Lord scattered out people from the earth. Go back to time. So we're gonna come back and be like, these are all the 18 nations on earth. Right, right. So these are all 18 nations the Lord created. The Lord scattered 12 God's Israel amongst all these nations. We're gonna come back looking like everybody. Right? So the Lord gave us his laws that we connect to Israel. Everybody from 2 on down, they can tell me the Lord told us not to force so we got God, we got a couple of history. We got a lineage.
read the Bible, but don't put this. Right?
No. Right. That's not the image of the Lord. That's all it's called plantation Christianity. That was beaten to us on the plantation. One of the first stations called the Good Ship Jesus that brought us over here. That's all that was created. Everything about religion in this time, in the life we in now, the so-called white man, he controls it. It was control. It was
Okay,
control of
so
people.
what about the Jews?
The Jews is the real tribe of Judah. Them are not the Jews over there. And the Lord said, that's the number. Right. Now, it's some of our people mingled among them. But those that control that, the Lord said, we don't go back to the land of Israel until the Messiah returns. The Israelites, the Lord was going to scatter themselves before coming to the earth. They were going to be gathered in the last days, and they won't go to that land until the Messiah is taken back. So who's in the land over there? And then they said they Israeli, right? They said they Jewish. Ish means pretending to a trying to be like. And it's only one tribe that's a Jew. Now collectively, when you read the book of Ezra, Judah, Benjamin, Levi in the time of the Babylonian Empire was known as the Jew. But the Jew is only one tribe, the tribe of Judah, which tribe the Messiah comes from. That's why they say they the Jews, but they want to be from the tribe the Messiah comes from.
Okay, so is it the 12 tribes of Israel?
Right.
Or is it the 12 tribes of Judah?
No, the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. Our forefathers Jacob.
Judah, Levi, Simon,
Simeon, the Dominican. Ephraim, so-called Puerto Rico.
well, you got Ezekiel.
That's Babylon. Right. Still on the side, say Guatemala. These are the names that we call, when we talk about so-called white men. Listen to this. So you got Judah, conquered, right, when they came to Africa, right? You got Benjamin, that was the West Indians. What did they speak? They were conquered by the British. The Levites, so-called Asians, they were conquered by the French. That's what they speak, right? From Simeon on down to Issachar, conquered by the people of the vineyard. So they speak Spanish. Ish. So they made them follow. We all were conquered by the so-called white man. Different. They all Edomites. They come from different tribes. You got the French Edomites, the British Edomites. You got the conquered people of the vineyard. They all so-called white people. He was conquered by all 12 tribes. These are the names in the Bible. These are the names that they gave us. These eternal, what the Lord said, we was going to be called Proverbs and Bywords. Spick, these are all the names of 12 tribes of Israel. Spick, spook, horse monkeys, wetback, and savage. What they call the Indians? Savage. What they call it? So-called Issachar, wetback. These are Proverbs and Bywords. The Lord said they were called.
Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
Talking about these feet. Give me Ephesians 6. Read 11. And we dealing with those that control all the resources. They control the money, they control the food, everything. They control everything. They control what religion is, they control the curriculum, they control everything.
Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage.
That's what they did. They took over our land by the Balfour Declaration in 1948. Now they said that they us. But the Lord said they was going to do that. So they fulfilled the promise. They fulfilled the promise. When you read Ezekiel 36, it said that the heathen, the residue of the heathen, was going to go into that land and say it's theirs. Yeah. We were willing for to go to 12 tribes of Israel and they going back to the land of Israel until Messiah returns. But yeah, our religion is we eat Israelites. That's what tribes of Israel. Yeah.
I live in Honduras.
I live in America. Right, those are Jesus' terms.
The houses.
Right.
Study this, not that. So I got a little bit right. And now I'm trying to get all of it. Basically, you
got access to it, you watch us on YouTube, and you get the truth like that, you learn, you get about
How do I do that? I don't have my phone right now.
I got some paper off that paper, write it down for paper. No, I just have
I might do that stuff.
Okay. Open up, okay.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakdash.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. These are your fellow servants from the GMS Orlando camp. Back another week through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, to prophesy the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great according to the scriptures, as well as spiritual Nineveh, Rome, Egypt, Greece. Aren't also prophesied to you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native American Indians, to tell you that you're the Israelites according to the Bible, and to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, as you see, we had somebody come up before the camera cut on, so I want to keep going.
You got it. You got any more questions? Anything else? No. Okay. Whatever y'all got.
This is Judges chapter 5.
We got no title of the lesson.
According to prophecy, judgment shall be fulfilled.
According to prophecy, judgment shall be fulfilled. Yeah.
This is Judges chapter 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the arches in the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
Read it one time.
Con. This is Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the arches.
The archers are talking about the missiles that's going to be shot on America. Intercontinental missiles.
In the places of drawing water.
They said they that are delivered from the noise of the archers, which is the elect going to get delivered before the missiles hit America. The Lord is going to redeem his chosen men and women.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord,
Right.
even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
It said the place was drawing water. Drawing water means you're a servant, you're a slave. Okay?
This is Joshua chapter 9 and verse 23. Now therefore you are cursed, and there shall none of you be freed from being bondmen and hewers of wood and drawers of water
That's what
to
Joshua
the house
did.
of my power.
That's what Joshua did to the Hamites. He said, now y'all going to be drawers of wood, right servant, you're going to be working. So, one more time, but this is talking about the elect getting saved out of captivity. You got it.
This is Judges chapter 5 verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
We rehearsing the right acts of the Lord now, to the best of our ability, serving the Lord as best as possible. As we always talk about all the time, we are diligently discipline ourselves day in and day out to serve the Lord. Okay?
Even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Villages, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Western, the Haitians scattered throughout the villas, the barrio, the ghetto. That's the village. Okay?
Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
And the gates, because that's what the Lord told his men, go to the chief place of the city. In Proverbs 1, this is the chief place of the city. There's all 18 of these nations down here, and our people are scattered among all 18 of these nations. And our people don't come out looking like, they don't come out looking like everybody, man. It doesn't matter. This ain't about skin color. This is about your nationality. The Lord scattered our people among all nations. So we don't come out looking like so-called white people, so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese. But he said, the gates, and this is what the elders said in the ancient time, at the gates. You got a problem dealing with a situation, you went to the elders.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 26. I said, I would scatter them into corners.
That's it.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease
The
from
Lord
amongst
did that.
men.
He told Jeremiah 17:4, thou shalt discontinue thy heritage that I gave thee. So the Lord took it from him. But Yahweh said, get out John 17:4. The Lord said in the last days, he was going to give it back to us. He was going to start to remember who we are, who we were, what our culture is, where we came from. Whoever got it.
St. John 6 and 44.
And the Lord said he's going to call to remember. Hey, because he said, hey, for that to happen, the prophecy of him saying that we were going to be called proverbs and bywords, they had to play out. supposed to be called Speaks, Spooks, Sports, Multiplayer, Facts, and Savages. Negro, Latino, Native Americans. That had to be fulfilled, man. So the Lord said, I'm going to make them to forget. You got it?
St. John 6 and 44. It's a lot, because the scripture says that his heritage is unto him as the spread of the word. Right? So there's going to be Israelites that look like you, Bruce Lee, different people who their spirit just, they automatically, you know, it automatically is looking for the Lord.
Right.
But you just don't know by according to knowledge.
Right. Hey, you searching. Hey, what's your nationality? Hey, what's your nationality? According to your father, because we all got fathers, you ain't got to see. Okay. So, what's your father like? Do you know what your grandfather is?
Black Irish,
You know what? You can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up.
I'm laughing. It's serious.
Yeah, it is. I got that spirit.
St. John 6 and 44.
Hey, cause he said he been looking. Hey, we was all searching for the truth too before we found it.
Oh yeah, I was about to convert like this morning or yesterday. Get rid of Christianity.
Yeah.
You know that, because I know that's gotta be paid.
It is. It's out to the 501c3.
They're selling God.
Yep. Beautiful. That's it. The Lord said, hey, buy the truth and sell it not.
It's all right now. I don't want to do that.
The Lord brought
Consider
you.
I'm saying, do I really need to convert to Muslim?
No, you don't.
Or do I just need to follow right to the truth?
You need to find the truth. The Lord brought you here. Hey, Proverbs 3:21, it reads, man goings out of the Lord. The Lord brought you here to hear this. Yeah. Oh, let me write this down too quick. The name of the Lord. Hey, if you don't remember nothing else until you hear, remember the name of the Most High and His Son. Okay.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. This is the book of Song of Songs, chapter 3, starting at 1. By night, on my bed, I sought him, whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not.
Hold on, pull the belt up there. You read that in a minute. Yeah.
Song of Solomon, chapter 3, starting at 1. By night, on my bed, I sought him.
Now listen, the brother read this because this is you. This is just Solomon. One more time.
By night, on my bed, I sought him, whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but found him not.
Right?
I will raise now and go about the city in the streets.
So you can look for the Lord and you found him. So the Lord told you to go about the city. Something go about the city in the streets. Go ahead.
And in the broad ways, I will seek him, whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city found me,
Be the watchman. Go ahead.
to whom I said, saw ye him, whom my soul loveth?
You just asked him. Y'all know what the Lord at? You saw you him with my soul love it. Go ahead.
It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him, whom my soul loveth.
Lord brought you here. Now you got the truth. Yeah.
I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house.
And we out here and we let the Lord aid. Lord, you holding me because I'm holding you. I'm on your leg like a little, like you got a little baby.
Let's go.
You can leave, you like, Daddy, no.
And into the chamber of her that conceived me.
Right. Yeah, man. You got it now. Yeah. Yeah, check this out, brother. We got it. Let's get it.
I didn't have to worry about
Chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
Hey, look. Hey, and it's cold too because we see Jake that look like us, right? Them niggas Hey, brother, you come up and ask questions, or you just walk by, you mark, man.
Mark.
You mark. That's why the Lord say, hey, put that plank out there, man. Either way, you mark, man. Hey, so it should be best in your interest to come and ask some questions.
Being that you got all these problems in those schools.
Right. Right.
These people are sedated. You know, they're drinking themselves. You know. Yeah. Because ultimately we drink to celebrate, you know, us being amongst each other. These people are drinking because they got to go to work on Monday, and this is the best that they've got. Right. Luke chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. But such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Also, like the brother was telling us, well, simply put, this is the truth right here. We follow the word of Yahweh Shemel Rashad, which is right here, the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, and the Apocrypha. All right, it's not a religion. It's not an organized religion, right? It's the knowledge, the word of the Lord. You know, you don't gotta go to no harlot house. You don't gotta go through all these schools. You don't have to go to no government initiated system to receive God. You don't have to buy the Most High. Right. You know? This is a free gift from Yahweh Shemel Shah if be for you. He's chosen. You know? Because if you really think about it, everything that this devil allows you to do is outside of his laws. So if people try to put a name on it or a title on it, what is this? What religion is this? Because his laws are the laws of the land. Well, the laws of the Lord was the laws of the land in the ancient days. Nobody was going around asking what religion this was. No.
It's so many religions in America, around the world. Outside, man. What is this? The truth. It's different group. Hey, but what is this here? The truth. Yeah, man.
Let's fuck apart.
Go to Amos 9:9. Because the Lord doing it simple, man. So judgment is coming to America. Judgment is coming to America. We watching things play out. Hey, it's just like ancient times. It was the northern kingdom went into captivity first, and then the southern kingdom, man. Hey, the trouble is happening with the northern kingdom, and it's going to happen with the southern kingdom too, man. So we all the same family, under the same law. Hey, when the Lord said, we said everything that the Lord said we would do in Exodus 24, man. And every 3rd and 4th generation you return, your ass still under that, man. Hey, what the Lord said, Romans 7, hey, the law, hey, is on your head all your life, man. Paul ain't right. In Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death, but nothing. You tell them Christians, you forgot about Romans 6:23. So, Jesus nailed the law to the cross. But what about Romans 6:23?
Romans chapter 7 and verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law,
Right.
how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
He said dominion. That's the realm of your house, shot, man. No matter what you think or how you feel, man. You think you don't get away with some shit? You ain't getting away with nothing, man. Lord probably, hey, know that Ecclesiastes 8, those sentences, they done 1,000 times, niggas get to skate. Hey, the Lord just letting you do the same thing as so white man. He just letting you stack your tab up, man. You know, you go to court, where they gave you that slap on the wrist so many times, with the DA, and there's always some female bitch. Who the Yeah, we got yeah. They hit your ass with the bitch.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, man. Hey, the Lord got Esau cases stacking up, and most of our women, they cases stacking up with the so-called white man. But judgment is coming to America, man. Hey, either you can get it through trials and tribulations, adversities and afflictions, or you can just get it, hey, the raw and cut way from the Lord, man. Because hey, the Lord, the God of the Old Testament, He requires more blood in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, man. It's gonna be more blood shedded from the God of the New Testament. It's the same power of the Old Testament, man.
Hey, if I may say this, it's either you catch your affliction now or later.
Right.
And the later affliction is going to be more concentrated than it is now. You know, if you receive it now, the Lord is still in your corner to help you get back up. You know, but in the time to come, the Lord is just going to knock niggas down with no help. It's going to be a more concentrated form of judgment. And that's what we're trying to ask the Lord to have mercy on us from, is that concentrated judgment, man. Have mercy on us now by putting us through different afflictions, so that in the time of real trouble, all right, we're good, man.
That's why the scriptures talk about suffering, not as evildoers. One way or the other, we're going to have to go through the fire. It's just a matter of suffering for Yahweh Shah's sake. Lord willing.
This is Amos chapter 5 and verse 24. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
And that's exactly what's going to happen, man. You know, judgment going to come down like waters. All right, like the rain come down and you can't count how much rain, how many speckles of rain there is, man. That's how judgment is going to be. It's going to be one thing after the next.
Right.
It's going to be, you can't comprehend it.
Hey, you're going to get the Amos 5 and 18. Hey, and if you are sane, you want judgment to happen. You want the Lord to work, man.
Right. Yeah.
Because the kingdom come behind that, man.
No, because you're right. Because the scripture says that his doctrine should drop down as rain.
Right.
Well, guess what? Don't nobody want to get wet but the elect, man.
Right.
So guess what, man? His judgment comes the same way. So you don't want to get his doctrine, you don't want the understanding, you don't, because the heathens can't make it, you don't want no parts of it.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Esau can't make it. Jacob don't want to go.
That's right.
Hey, and instead of that flood that came like back in Noah's age, that physical flood is going to be a flood of judgment, man. It's going to be something that's unsurmountable. You can't get past it. No matter how much them niggas might, back in the ancient world, they probably knew how to swim. But when that flood came, they couldn't swim out of that, man. Likewise, the judgment that's coming, man. You can't escape what the Lord has planned for the earth, man.
This is Isaiah 5 and 14 in the NLT. The grave is licking its lips in anticipation, opening its mouth wide. The great and the lowly, and all the drunken mob will be swallowed up. Humanity will be destroyed, and people brought down. Even the arrogant will lower their eyes in humiliation. But the Lord of heaven's armies will be exalted by his justice. The holiness of Yahweh Shema Shai will be displayed by his righteousness.
Right. Niggas beating their grave, that's described as being justice. That's just in the eyes of the Lord. To put the majority of people on the planet to death, that's justice in the eyes of the Lord. And as we continue in the truth, it's justice to us as well, man. We see why the earth has to be put to rest. We see why this rulership has to be put to rest, because it's unjust and it's wicked, man. And in order for life to flourish and in order for us to have the chance to live, this has to pass away in judgment, man.
Hey,
You want Isaiah 26? Isaiah 26 and 7. The way of the just is uprightness. Thou most upright, Jews, way the path of the just. Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Yahweh, have we waited for thee.
see, this is what I'm saying. You got to be sane to think, man, we ready for the Lord to destroy two-thirds. We ready for the Lord to destroy the so-called white man's last rulership, man. Because the kingdom come. Read that line again.
Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Yahweh, have we waited for thee. The desire of our souls is to thy name.
Right. Hey, it tell you when you read 1 John 5:14, they say the will of the Lord, man. We want the will of the Lord, man. And the will of the Lord is to destroy the so-called white man. Otherwise, the kingdom can't come, man. Ain't nobody trying to fucking die here, man. We getting fucking old and dying here, man.
This is 2 Ezra 4:28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown is good.
So you gotta concentrate on how about you, Mama Shah, to increase your patience, man. So the will of the Lord gotta be done, man. And if you ain't pacing yourself, and through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, constantly asking the Lord to increase your patience as well as your strength, as well as wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you're gonna burn out, man.
Spiritual fatigue.
Right.
Spiritual fatigue.
That's a lesson.
That's Psalms 11:5. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. Now in the NLT, the Lord examined both the righteous and the wicked.
Right. Eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
He hates those who love violence. He will rain down blazing coals and burning sulfur on the wicked.
Hey, we saw it before, man. That's why the Lord said in Isaiah, he said, remember the things of old. Remember, I showed you before they happened, right? And new things when they come, I tell you of them. Okay?
Punishing them with scorching wind. That's that be some destruction of the nuclear fire. The fervent heat.
On them intercontinental distance. And it's going to happen. And that's what the Lord say, 1 Thessalonians 5, then you got 1 Peter 3:10. Hey, the judgment of the Lord is going to be like a thief in the night, man. Because everybody want to party, play, and bullshit. Have banquets.
Back in Isaiah 26 and verse 8. Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Yahweh, have we waited for thee.
Right, we wait on the Lord. It's what we want, man. I'm tired of living around these devils, man. Slave repeated on the dollar. They can't get a raise.
Hey, this is what we pray for at the end of the day, man. You know, when you make that supplication to the Lord for freedom, for rest, you know, when you make that supplication for the Lord, this is what you're asking for. You're asking for the judgment of the Lord to come speedily, essentially. Because in order for the Lord's kingdom to be established, and in order for us to enter into rest in that abundant life that's promised, that was promised unto our forefathers, that was passed down to us, this kingdom has to pass away first. You know, so we understand that as we see America falling, as we see this system tumbling, therein lies our hope. And therein lies our hope. And all this crumbling and all this tumbling, that's the Lord letting us know that he's close, man. And all things are soon done before the Lord, man.
They get more work. They don't want to give niggas no raise, man.
Yeah, it's madness.
The cost of living going up. They don't want to give a nigga the cost to live.
Yeah. It's madness, and that's why the scriptures say, although our outward man perish daily, our inward man is renewed every day, day by day, man. You know, the outward man, especially as a prophet of Yahweh by Shema Shai, and then you tack on being a Negro, Latino, or Native American Indian man on top of that, there's a heavy burden that comes with that. There's a heavy burden that comes with being an Israelite on top of a prophet of the Lord. Essentially, you're carrying the burden of the whole nation and the knowledge of the Lord, the will of the Lord. The rest of these people don't have no burden outside of their regular 9-to-5 job and whatever bullshit they're going through their life. We have the knowledge of the Lord. We have the knowledge of prophecy. We have the knowledge of who we are and who the Lord is and what the Lord wants our nation. We're fighting for the commonwealth of the nation of Israel and Yahweh Shai's dominion. we have far more on our plate than the average nigga.
Right.
So I,
These
yeah.
niggas ain't thinking about coming over Israel, man.
Hell no.
These niggas thinking about self, man.
That's why our man is perishing speedily, man. Brothers are aging at a rapid pace because this ministry adds stress unto you, just like Yahweh Shai's. But we have confidence that although the stress is being added unto us, our spiritual man is being renewed every day. Right. We're becoming stronger and more youthful through the spirit than we've ever been.
This is Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increases knowledge increases sorrow.
Right. And once you increase knowledge, that sorrow increases with you because you understand where you're at. You understand where you're at in the grand scheme of things. And in the grand scheme of things, as a nation of people, we're at the bottom of the rabbit hole. There's no climbing our way up at this point. There's no clawing our way back up. There's no reform or anything or leg up that we're going to get in this society to have us to where we're decent as a nation of people. That's over with. Our condition is through. And when you understand that, it adds sorrow unto you. And the fact of knowing that, you carry this burden as well as you carry the burden of knowledge and his faith. It adds sorrow unto you. And at the same time, the Lord is a balanced power. So as he adds that sorrow with the wisdom, he also adds that joy and that peace unto you as well. Because the understanding of the will of the Lord and prophecy, that's a comfort. Understanding that this isn't going to last forever. We're not going to be at the bottom of the rabbit hole forever. Eventually, these things are going to pass, and eventually those promises that were made to our forefathers are going to come to pass, man. The Lord isn't a man that he should lie.
As the scripture said, you're supposed to be in grief and sorrow because this place is not right, man. This, what's the one in the Surah 30 say, he that teacheth the son grief the enemy?
Yeah.
Oh, let me read this real quick, right? Add to that, Proverbs 26 and 28. So he that teacheth his son grief the enemy. This Proverbs 26 and 28. A lion tongue, and a so-called white man, hated those that are afflicted by it. They're afflicted as the Israelites. We hate this nigga tongue. Now we found out, and it say, and a flatterer mouth worketh ruin. Everything that he do, he worketh ruin. It say he searched out iniquity, right? In the Isaiah 32:6. Everything that he do, he poured iniquity. He practiced hypocrisy. So now we're supposed to be grieved and filled with sorrow because we know this ain't what living look like, man.
Yeah.
We ain't eating real food, man. We ain't breathing clean air. Right. All our women defiled, man. When you get with her, she ain't no virgin. Our water contaminated. Right? You got kids, them little fuckers is demons. And the scripture tell you it's better not to have no children than to have ungodly kids that's gonna be wicked. So the scripture tell you don't have your life all on. Oh, that's my baby.
Hey, because it's still questions. There's still questions that are unanswered. In this lifetime, what is a family?
Right.
What is life? What is it like to raise up children? What is it like to have an actual wife? These are questions that are still going unanswered until Yahweh shall return.
Wife?
Yeah. What is it to have a wife? What is that? Seriously.
How does that feel?
What is it to dwell peaceably? What is it to have abundance? What is it to have rest? What does that feel like? None of us in this lifetime can tell you what rest feels like. Or if any of those questions, none of us can tell you the true answer to those questions, which is why it is that grief, that sorrow adds unto you. Because you realize what state we're in and how much we need Yahweh Shai, man.
Hey, this society's so backwards. You get decent rest, you think you're going off. Or your ribs, you might start acting right, you think something wrong. And that's not how it's supposed to be. That's why, Ecclesiastes 21 and starting at 11, he that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom. He that is not wise will not be taught, but there is a wisdom which multiplies bitterness. There is a certain level of bitterness that we develop, knowing how it's supposed to be. All right? That's why we look forward to the promises that Yahweh Shai set forth, knowing that this is not the end all be all. And the more we grow in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, again, understanding how things are supposed to be versus our current living situation, you're supposed to develop a level of bitterness, not to the point where it consumes you and you fall out the truth, you just say the hell with it, you count the Lord for slack. Like the brother was saying earlier, that's why we have to have a level of patience and endurance.
Hey, everything the Lord gives us, including the bitterness, is fuel to the fire. It's meant to add fuel to your fire. As a warrior and as a soldier of Hamashiach, everything that the Lord puts in our path is just more fuel to our fire. The Lord is adding that fuel. When it get low, the Lord add fuel to it, whether it be bitterness, whether it be the sweetness of the truth. Everything that we receive from the Spirit, which is trials, tribulations, afflictions, everything is fuel to the fire for us. It makes us fight harder. It makes us go harder for the Lord. When you have those moments of bitterness, we like, shit, this ain't it. That's the Lord adding fuel to your fire to fight harder, man. Because we need to keep. When you have those moments of sweetness where you realize, wow, the Lord is really beautiful and the Lord's creation is beautiful, that's fuel to the fire to fight for its perfection of beauty. Everything is fuel for our fire, man. The Lord is constantly fueling his soldiers to remain in the fight and to continue to endure. But it's all about perspective. You know how you see things, which is why it's important to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because if you don't see these things as fuel to your fire, like the bro said, eventually it's gonna overtake you. Eventually it's gonna overtake you, and then eventually you're gonna have that spiritual fatigue where your ass tired of doing the work of the Lord, and then eventually, like it's gonna be a slow roll. Eventually, your ass gonna phase out.
Because that means the world is whooping your ass and winning, man.
Right. The world is whooping your ass, and you have no hope in your Yahweh Shai. That means that you didn't take this truth for what it was. This truth was meant for us to build ourselves and establish ourselves in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, our rock, our confidence. It was meant for us to get this truth and to establish ourselves upon a solid foundation, which is the Lord, man. Because without the Lord as your foundation, you're through, man. You're done.
Back you up on that. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow.
Right, bro just read it, and it's so nice the Lord brought it out twice, man. When you increase in the knowledge, you realize how much the so-called white man done lied to us, how much your grandma done lied to you, your family done lied to you. You realize all the lies in this world. This world is a fucking mirage, a huge mirage. And once you wake up out of that stupor, you realize, damn, this is a fucking desert. I've been living my life amongst all these dead motherfuckers. My whole life, we've been around the congregation of the dead. Literally walking amongst bones.
Hey, that's what the Lord told Jacob, he was like, one day, he was like, no. Then the other day was like, I didn't go bury it. So let the dead bury the dead. But the whole time, you don't know, you was living with the dead. And they was alive. So you better come with me.
Yeah. That's scary, man. To be dead but alive. That's scary, man. And whether you realize it or not, you see it every day. You see people who are dead but alive every single day. And not unfortunately, but the fact of the matter is, the majority of our people find themselves in that state.
We went into yesterday, right? Psalm 58:3, that word is straight.
Mm-hmm.
One of the words say to mentally intoxicate you.
Yep.
Yeah, you wondering, man. So the white man got a philosophy.
Groping. You groping for understanding. You groping for some type of nourishment to feed that void in your soul. And the so-called white man was designed to push you further from the Lord as far as possible. If you ever been to the beach and you look out there and you can't see land no more, that's how far the so-called white man tried to push us away from the Lord. And he did at one point in time. But the Lord threw that life raft out for us and reeled us back into the shore, man. Because the currents that the so-called white man come with is heavy. That's why it says in Ephesians 6 chapter, it's we fighting against principalities and the rulers of darkness of this world, man. It ain't no joke. Without Yahweh Shai, in this world, you're done.
This is Ecclesiastes 73 in the NLT. Sorrow is better than laughter, for sadness has a refining influence on us.
Right, because when you're sorrowful, there's something about being sorrowful, that makes you prepared. When you're sorrowful, you're in a more prepared mind state and body.
Garden.
Yeah, you're guarded.
Mirth make you put your guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's why scriptures talk about laughter and mirth because it allows you to put your guard down. That's why Esau pushed entertainment on our people so hard. Because you get to laughing and giggling, you think everything is game, you let your guard down.
Yep. You get entrapped and ensnared in the cares of this life. You start thinking, man, damn, in 10 years, I'm gonna go ahead and close on that house, man, that $1 million house. And then, wow, man, my 5-year plan, you start getting intertwined into the ways of this world, and then you lose vision of what the Lord has put in front of you. So it's better to be in a sorrowful mind state because you're prepared in that. You're guarded, like the brother said. You're more on guard. You know, comfortability is the breeding ground of death, man. Once you get comfortable, it's over with. That's why the Lord keeps us on our toes in a spiritual, mental, and physical manner. All right, the Lord constantly keeps us thinking about Him. Constantly keeps our eyes on the prize. He constantly keeps us yearning for the kingdom for a reason. Because the wiles of the devil are strong. America is a very strong delusion.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. You got so many opportunities to do all these side quests, you forget the main mission. And there's a term called destination happiness, or it's called destination happiness syndrome. And it says destination happiness, also known as destination addiction or destination anxiety, is a psychological phenomenon where individuals believe happiness is only attainable at a future point, a specific location, or with a certain achievement. And that's why Esau keeps Jake on that carrot and stick mentality, believing that once you get this promotion, then you'll be happy. Once you get the house, then you'll be happy. Once your kids get older and they get out the house, then you'll be happy. But really, your happiness really should be in your house by Shemal Shah. Whether you're based or bound, if you're anchored in that home, then none of the affairs of this life will really cause you to be troubled too much. More will it?
Yep. And like the brother said, that whether you be a base or a bound, keeping the Lord the main thing is what keeps you grounded and focused. You know, the Lord got brothers out here that are in a good state. They have houses, they have cars and nice things. That's not a bad thing. You know, their mind nevertheless isn't rooted in those things though. You know, their mind is rooted on the mission. They're focused on the mission and what Yahweh Shai has set before us, man. You know, that those things don't throw them off of their purpose. And that's why the Lord gave it to them, because of the spirits that can handle it. Some brothers don't have less, you know, and that keep brothers on their toes, like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? We need the kingdom. We need the kingdom to speed up. You know, their mind is focused on the kingdom. Either way the Lord have you, whether you be a base or whether you are bound, your mind should always be on the mission.
The Lord keeps brothers content. The Lord keeps brothers in a constant state of adapting. This is why brothers lose jobs, get another one. Lose cars. The Lord, you know, this constant cycle of changing, because we have a continuing city. You know, so when it's all said and done and this society finally collapses, hey, our hope is going to be turned up even more. Our faith is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, because it was never placed in Babylon. Real quick, it's Hebrews 6:19, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil. When you deal with Babylon, mystery Babylon, we go into Revelation. It said, what else did it have? It said, the souls of men. Why? Because Esau gives people false hope and vanity. That's why when the lights cut off in this place, most people are going to bug out, because this is where their hope is. With the lights staying on in Babylon the Great. Whereas the elect's hope is in being delivered from this darkness.
This is St. John 6. I'm going to start at verse 62. What? And if you shall see the Son of Man is sent up where he was before. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahushua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father. From that time, many of the disciples went back and walked no more with him. Then said Yahushua unto the 12, will ye also go away? Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life. This is the spirit that the elect are coming into. Because once the Lord called us into this truth, he tapped us on the head, you know, and we've been called into this truth. seeing this glorious light. Like the apostle said here, you know, hey, go back into the world. Where's that go back to? There's nothing else out here, because this habitation is unnatural for the Israelite man. This is why the happy wife, happy life, white picket fence, none of that bullshit ever worked for Jake in particular, because this is not our rest.
It's always been happy king, happy kingdom. That's why we're waiting on Yahushua to return, so we can get our rulership. He's got to get his first, man. He deserves it. He's already proven himself. Now it's our turn to arm ourselves likewise. We got to understand that the things that are coming in Jacob's trouble, okay, and the MOTB, all of those things aren't easy things. That's why Habakkuk said, I heard thy speech and was afraid. Because, yeah, we're afraid because we know judgment's about to roll, but we're afraid because we're trying to have the confidence to get through these things as the elect, Lord willing. So serious times are ahead, so these things have to cause you to be more serious, man. Okay? And be just appreciative for what the Lord gave you, no matter where you at. The Lord gave you access, Lord willing, to the kingdom through the truth and through obedience. Because that's how these things are gained, man.
Amos 5:18, woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
A lot of these people can't even go to bed without a night light, man. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. And what we're doing is praying that the Lord have mercy on us to understand and to continue. Because listen, if you have anything more important in this world than this truth, you better check yourself. This is a gift. And to be ungrateful with the gift, man.
Zephaniah 1 and verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves, that say in their heart, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil.
And that's what everybody expects. Evil.
That's speaking about a lot of you Israelites as well, man. A lot of you are settled on your leaves. You think that the Lord ain't gonna do good or he ain't gonna do evil. You think that the Lord ain't coming back, man. You gotta just settle in your mind that the Lord ain't coming back no time soon. So you're gonna build in this place, you're gonna build communities, you're gonna sell courses, you're gonna sell the faith, you're gonna do all manners of folly because the Lord really ain't coming back. This is just another form of Christianity in your mind.
This Amos 6:3, make that point. He that put far away the evil day and caused to see the fowls to come near.
Yeah, they put far away the evil day. They say a lot of people really don't believe that Yahushua is coming back. And they really don't trust Yahushua, man. And the fruits of that is in their doctrine. And what they think, that their speech. It's the fruits of faithlessness, man. They don't think Yahushua is coming back. They don't think the Lord is going to do nothing. We just here now. We just got to deal with our present situation. But, like it says in Ezekiel 33, man, lo, when these things shall come to pass, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them, man. These things are going to come to pass. The judgments of the Lord are going to come to pass, man. Sooner than you think. Romans the 13th chapter tells us, man, our salvation is nearer than when we believe. It also says in Sirach, let me get it. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes 18 and 26. It says, from the morning until the evening, the time is changed, and all things are soon done before the Lord. Everything is soon done before the Lord, man. The Lord ain't slack, the Lord ain't tarrying. Everything is happening in its prospective measure. And the reason why you feel like the Lord is tarrying, because the Lord don't want your motherfucking ass, man. The Lord wants you to fall out.
And that was the Lord designed the so-called white man's prison to distract 2/3 of Jacob. Yep. They chasing PhDs, bachelor's, masters, LLCs, this and that. They don't got no foundation, man. Our foundation ain't the Lord.
This world is just like ancient Rome. In that movie, Book of Clarence, you seen how many people were distracted at that present life when the ministry was going on right before their eyes.
They were trying to get to the bag.
Everybody
trying to survive.
Everybody trying to survive. Just like nowadays, everybody was trying to survive and do their own thing, whilst the Lord and the apostles were right in the midst of them, man. Walking right past them. Oh, they say that's Yahweh shot right there. Shit. Let's go get to this bag. Same shit happening now.
Yeah, those Muslims, man, it takes time to be like that. You're like, no, I'm trying to be like that today.
Yeah, man. That's that, and that sums up Israelite culture.
Niggas that come in another way.
Yep.
John 10.
Come up another way and
Like,
distract.
how long? 10 years. Is that even? Hey, cause I had this slow belly. Everybody at the plantation tell me, you gonna be just like the man you follow. You gonna be an elder. You gonna get old with this. You gonna get upset. Get you crazy. All right, we're gonna see those.
Yeah. And you should want brothers to be grow up to be elders in the truth anyways, because that means doom for you.
Right.
Because the way that Esau is going, it's no life gonna be saved, man. Another 10, 15 years from now, who's telling what manner of folly is gonna be out here in society, man?
The so-called white man going there with his technology, man, ain't gonna be no life, man. Everything gonna be artificial. You already know that. AI, artificial idumia, man.
And then what's your hope at that point? You gonna put your hope in the so-called white man there? Where's the hope? Yeah, you're a test tube baby.
Yeah. But the joy of it all, the joy of it all really is the Lord gave us the knowledge to know what's going to happen in the end.
Right.
So, and He gave us the proof with AI.
Right.
Because guess what? The Lord put the spirit on him to call his intelligence artificial, man.
Yeah.
So that lets you know the Lord is fully in control. We don't have anything to worry about. But we need to focus on the main thing. Is keeping it the main thing.
Isaiah 2:22. Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostril.
Right.
For wherein is he to be counted out?
Right. Hey, hope Luke 17:26.
In the NLT. Don't put your trust in mere humans.
Right.
They are as frail as breath. What good are they?
Hey, to back it up, right? It said his breath is in his nostril, right? This is Job 34 in verse 14. If he set his heart upon man, if he gather unto himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh shall perish together, and man shall turn again unto dust. If now thou hast understanding, hear this, hearken to the voice of my word. Hey, so if you follow the man that just, if you don't want him, I got one more. This is Psalm 143. Psalm 143 in verse, Psalm 145, no, 146. Psalm 146 and 3. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the sons of man in whom there is no help. His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and that very day his thoughts perish. Happy is he that have the God of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in Yahweh, his power.
Right?
Hey, so trusting in the so-called white man ain't gonna get you nowhere. You gonna take that seal, yeah, you gonna, hey, and they got these blood bank buses everywhere. I'm seeing them more and more now. They at the high school, they at the Walmart. Hey, they're gonna be chipping stations, man.
We're coming, right?
Right, we'll come to you. Yeah, right, you in the wheelchair. Your electric chair ain't charged up enough. We'll come to you.
Christian church on Sunday.
Right.
Psalms 9 and 9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed.
Right.
A refuge in time of trouble. And they that know that.
Tell you in Psalm 27:5, and the Lord gonna hide the elect in his pavilion in the time of trouble.
Psalms 9 and 9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in time of trouble. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee.
Right.
For thou, Lord, Yahweh is his name, has not forsaken them that seek thee.
So that's why we're catching our trials and tribulations now. We're being built up for when that time comes. We're being taught, we're being exercised, like the scriptures talk about, to, hey, first nature, Yahweh Shem Shah, in everything.
Right.
You know?
Right. First nature, not second. This is Psalm 27:5. For in the time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And that rock is Yahweh Shah, man. Go with it.
Steadfast, unmovable.
Right.
You know, which is what makes our faith unlike all the rest. Because what we're putting our trust in is unmovable. Yahweh Shai is unmovable. This ministry is unmovable. Prophecy is unmovable. Like the elder Aram from Alabama said, you can't stop tomorrow. And the Lord is tomorrow. The Lord is tomorrow. He's that unstoppable force, man. That's what makes our faith different from all the rest, because we have a rock. There's nothing that's out here that can confound the wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and faith of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man.
And this is Hebrews 4:1. Let us therefore fear. He said, promise being left us of entering into his rest. Any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Right, it's a perfect, you have to have that perfect mixture of faith. You know, once you hear the words of the Lord in order for it to profit you. You know, you can hear all day that World War III is going to come, or pestilence is going to come, or sedition is going to come, but if you don't mix it with faith, eventually that spiritual fatigue is going to set in. Eventually you're going to get tired of hearing the same thing and not seeing it. Right. Eventually you're going to get tired of not having any tangible evidence. Right. Eventually your flesh going to take over.
They need to see some shit.
Yeah. Oh, you've been saying that for 40 years. You've been saying that for 15 years, and I haven't seen sedition yet. Okay, nigga. But it says you should be fearful lest you come short of that promise.
Right.
Because as soon as you stop believing, that's when the Lord gonna come.
Right. That's so, damn. It's Matthew 16:4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it but the sign of prophet Jonah. He left him in the garden. Hey, the sign of the prophet. Whether you believe the apostles, the elder bishops, the elders, the brothers, whether you believe in the prophets or not, that's all the sign you'll get from the Lord.
Right.
Until your house side comes.
And that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's going to come down to whether or not you believe.
Right. What do you believe? That's it.
Do you believe in the report of the Lord, or don't you? Come along with me. Hey, it's going to come down to whether or not you believe, man. You know, that's why every lesson, whether it be in history, whether it be in exhortation, whether it be in news or prophecy, every lesson at the end of the day is meant to build faith, man.
Hey, well, before we say some baddies down here, and you can believe they ain't got no Jake. So what Jake on Friday to let your woman come downtown by herself? Okay, you be having a girls' night, but let's go out to eat, baby. Let's go do something. What person ain't right mind? Man, get up. Hey, they lonely. Hosea 4:7. As they were increased in what? Their wickedness. Yeah, this is bad, baby. So they sinned against me. Therefore will I change that glory into shame. Everything Jake glory in right now, hey, you'll be ashamed and take a trouble, man.
Yeah. Hey, Jake glory in money, women, resources, all that's gonna be your shame in that day, man. Because women are fleeting. Hey, it was a TV show Nahali had put me on last night called 000, and the nigga Dom Minio, that nigga said something so cold. That nigga said, "You trust in your mama? She gonna call you an unprofitable son if you don't nurse her. You trust in your son?" He said something after that. He said, "You trust in your wife? When you can't take care of her no more, she gonna leave you. All that shit you trust in, if it's not the Lord, it's gonna fail you, man. It's gonna fail you. That's why you gotta love the Lord more than you love the things that are present in your life."
Hey, the Lord said in Jeremiah 9, he said, hey, don't glorify your riches, don't glorify how smart in your wisdom, don't glorify how strong you will. If you want to glory, you better glory in me.
Lord. Because that's something that's unmovable. You got to understand that the Lord is that unmovable. That the Lord is our constant. He's been the constant our whole lives. So to put your trust in anything else outside of that is really vain, because everything outside of the Lord isn't a constant. It's fleeting. It's fickle. It's frail. To put your trust in the Lord is to essentially root and ground yourself, man. So when you lose shit, it don't throw you off like it throw people off in the world. You understand why you lost it. You understand that if it's in the will of the Lord, you'll gain it back. That's what wisdom. That's why I say wisdom maketh them quickly without care. Because when you have wisdom, you don't care about what you lose. You don't care about what it seems like you lose. Because if it's in the will of the Lord, you'll gain it back even better. Or if He don't want you to have it, it's because you would have destroyed yourself having it.
Hey, it's just like you got a game, you got too much phone, you leave some old data, and filling that spot up with more spirit.
Yeah.
That's what happened, man.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Let it back it. This is Jeremiah 9:25. Oh, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised, Egypt and Judah and Edom, and the children of Ammon and Moab, and all that are in the uttermost corner that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised. But all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart, in the mind.
Right. They haven't been reformed to the ways and the will of the Lord. So
Hey,
they
Esau, like, hey, going back to that straight in Psalm 58, Esau got their mind. They're intoxicated with Esau's mind. I want what this so-called white man got. And the Lord said, even not what this nigga got, man. Even thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. But Jake, I want, hey, we was in the world like, man, this nigga ride good, man. You know he's staying a nice mansion somewhere in the suburbs. Man, that shit finna burn up, man.
and you seen how King Solomon was. His want and his desire was in the wisdom of the Lord.
Right.
And everything else was added unto him. And even in that, he didn't put his trust in everything else added unto him.
No, because he knew it wasn't a kingdom. And he had to die. He was going to lose it. Then I'm going to come back in the third or fourth generation to this dude, to my son, and then they're going to be broke as hell.
Temple gonna be on front though.
Right.
Yeah, trying to.
Right. If the temple never got triggered by Esau, it would have been a fucking trap. There wouldn't be no gold in it.
Yeah, I know.
Shalom, I got the perks.
Yeah.
Shalom, man. Stay in good for alcohol.
Hard is coming up out of the Baby, bring me that bag.
Gas for sale. Gas for
Bring me that
sale.
bag. Hard is coming up out of the Yeah, Airbnb. And with the temple, that's it. That's what the temple would have been. A fucking Airbnb, man.
Hey, because niggas ruin everything, man. That whole ideology that Negroes carry is very destructive, man. That's why the Lord called us in and reformed our mind, because that nigga mentality was very destructive. And like brother said, even if the Lord would have left us in our land, the temple would have been a trap house. Jake would have did the same thing they're doing now, just in garments, man.
Oh, matter of fact, let me read this. So this is what King David said, right? This was in his time. This is Psalm 55. In verse 9, it reads, Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof, mischief and also sorrow in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof, deceit and guile depart not from her streets.
We've been doing this. The back door been open. Before we was in G, Jake was on treachery.
Back door deal.
Adultery. Man, after they neighbor's wife, like a horse, fed at the grass.
Right,
Jake was doing the same shit that they were doing just as an Israelite.
right.
Not as a black person.
Speaking Hebrew with a garment on, man. For it was it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me that did magnify himself against me, then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man, my equal, my guide, and my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked into the house of God in company. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quickly to hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. Oh, man. And that's what I tell you in Ezekiel 18 and 20. Either you come back righteous or you come back wicked, man. That's it. And you can fight You can fight tooth and nail. The Lord gonna turn you right back into that same lot, man. You trying to be something that you ain't. You trying to ain't be something that, hey, the Lord got Proverbs 16:33, the lie is cast into the cloud, man. So King David saw wickedness. He said, man, it was them niggas, we took sweet counsel together. We walked to the house of the Lord in company. And your favorite camp leader is a nigga. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 8:11. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel.
Right.
And in the midst of them stood Jazaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in the chambers of his imagery?
Right.
For they say, the Lord seeth us not.
Right.
The Lord hath forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. And he brought me into the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men, with their back toward the temple of the Lord, and their faces toward the east, and they worshiped the sun toward the east.
And here we go today, man. That sun God worship, man. Sun ain't worship.
Then he said unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man?
Hey, it don't matter if you are Methodist, Pentecostal, Protestant, Catholic, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witnesses. Your ass go to church on Sunday. Sometimes go with us on Saturday. They do before they go level.
Is it a like thing to the house of Judah that they commit these abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence,
Right.
and have returned to provoke me to anger.
This is fill the land, man. That's what we over here. That's what we over here. And the Lord, like you think y'all did something. Hey, that's why Isaiah 1:7, it said your land shall be trodden down in your sight, man. You think we did, you're like, okay, y'all want to be wicked. Let me show what I'm gonna do to y'all. This y'all land, right? Y'all love it? Y'all don't love it. Look what y'all did. So I'm gonna move some niggas in there that's gonna do same shit y'all did. Go finish it off for you.
And lo, they put the branch to their nose.
Bro, niggas ain't have no gay parade in the land, man. The biggest gay parade on planet Earth is in Tel Aviv, man. That's what the Lord said in Isaiah, in Ezekiel 7. I'm gonna bring the worst of the heathen.
It says, Therefore will I also deal in fury. Mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them.
Right. Hey, man, the Lord told Jeremiah, they gave you 50 about it. That might be your brother, cousin. The Lord told Jeremiah, listen, don't make intercession to me for them. To be an intercessor, that means you're a mediator. There's a mediator, right? Yahweh shot a mediator. The prophet is a mediator between that person and the Lord. The Lord told Jeremiah, don't pray, don't make no intercession to me for them. I ain't gonna hear you. And I love you. You serving me. Don't come to me about some nigga. I ain't praying for you. You better go find the Lord.
I hope the Lord find you.
Hey, you know, old girl right here, somebody, y'all pray for me. Your ass smoking a cigarette. Native.
She's broken.
Repent first, and then maybe come back. No. Hell no.
That was broken at noonday, full of demons, man. That's why. That's why we need the Lord, though, man. Because that lady was full of demons, man. Shucking, jiving, doing all manner of weird movements, man. And that majority of our people are overfilled with demons, man. And at this point, it's no amount of precepts that you're gonna bring out to remove those demons from them. The Lord got them like that for a reason. So
they did this game like that.
Hey, they chose their way, man.
Right.
Niggas done chose their way. They chose their way back in the ancient world when they chose to crucify Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
They chose their way. Let his blood be upon us and our children. That's what they said, right?
And yep, that's why I tell you Ezekiel 18 is the wickedness of the wicked, the righteous of the righteous. That's it. The Lord say he's gonna do, hey, in Matthew 25, Yahweh Shai gonna tell the sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left, man. Them goats, so-called white man, and everybody else that follow this thing.
Luke 17:22. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and ye shall not see it.
Right.
And they shall say to you, see here.
Luke 17:26.
Oh, 26. Luke
Yeah.
17 and 26. And as it was in the days of Noah,
Right.
so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man.
What's the power of man with his face in the sand? Ah.
They-
pretty short. Man, what's wrong with Jake, man?
They did eat, they drank, and they married wives. They were given in marriage
Right.
until the day that Noah entered into the ark,
Right.
and the flood came and destroyed them all.
Right. So then they go into another detail, right? Go ahead.
Likewise also,
Right.
as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat,
Right.
they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they built.
You see, it gives you a difference. It says they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. What Jake talking about now? We're gonna build it like. Go ahead.
Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed.
Hey, the Lord says, no matter what Esau do as far as building, he's gonna throw down, man. I want to get this in Jeremiah. What's that good? Jeremiah 7 in verse, get these two. Jeremiah 7 and 16. Therefore pray not for this people, neither lift up a cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. So he tells Jeremiah, I ain't gonna hear you when you cry about some niggas. And hey, you doing, I'm not, the Lord ain't gonna hear me if I pray to the Lord about my brother, this nigga. No, man. You repent yet? No? Alright. I'm gonna keep my prayers, put them in my pocket.
Got one. This is Proverbs 1 and 24. Because I have called and ye refused,
Right.
I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and with none of my reproof.
Hey man, and Noah was prophesied, man. Hey, Noah was prophesied and building, man. And you gotta have a vision to know they was just, what are you doing? Building this boat for what, man?
Imagine this man building this big old boat. Prophesying. I'm gonna hang out with him.
Because it never rained. Because it never rained before, right? So that means, like I read in Matthew 16 and 4, a nigga need to see a sign. Lord, show me a sign first. The meaning out there, man. That is the sign. That's what Yahweh Shai said, a prophet is without except in his own country, around his own kingdom.
It says, but ye have set at not all my counsel and with none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity.
Right.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
They laugh at us. Y'all niggas are bad. This dress is on. Ain't no money on that corner. Go ahead.
When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They were none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices.
They come past count. Help them the motherfucker 1 year. Next year, you come back on the fucking crush. How about that, man? Hey, and the Lord ain't done, man. And he's still talking to you. A poor man is proud, man.
Hey, and the cool thing about that is we're gonna enter into a time pretty soon where it's not gonna be no more place for repentance, man.
Right.
You think something against the prophets, or you move against the prophets, that's gonna be your ass. You can't. Oh, you ain't going. The Lord ain't gonna allow you to keep walking around here, bullshit. eventually we're gonna enter into a time where you do something, the Lord gonna meet you right where you at.
That's it.
Iraq, or Ecclesiastes chapter 40, verse 9. It says, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamity, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, these things are created for the wicked.
Hey, in Amos 5:18, right? It say, hey, running from a lion and running to a bear and a serpent. That's one calamity to another, man. Hey, these gonna hit hard in Jacob's trouble. One more time, up.
Iraq 40 and 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge, which are all things prophesied to come in Jacob's trouble. Right? These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So just like in the days of Noah, when Jake was scoffing, all these people were going about their business looking like Noah's a madman. And when that flood came, no one was looking so crazy when that water started rising. Then they were probably beating on the ark.
They had all of them. They had,
right?
You gotta picture that, man. They had to be beating on the ark.
Right. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a parallel of those times. It's going to be the same thing happening now, where when families start betraying one another,
Yep, that's what you say, man.
right? These militia boys be rolling around, mowing niggas down, firing squads, martial law troops, right? No food, no water on the shelves. Okay, all these places closing down. Just like when they had the lockdowns, but it's going to be on a whole other level now. Empty storehouses, right? Everyone's losing their jobs. Then they're going to be searching for answers. They're going to remember that the prophets was on the street corners, all right, telling you what's going to happen, telling you that it's going to be famine. No more food out here. No more restaurants for fast food. No more water. You're going to remember that prophets was out here telling you, hey, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Because the Lord is going to put you to death by pain. Esau is going to come down having great wrath. The so-called white man is not your friend.
Paul said it a couple times, like, remember I told you.
Right.
You gotta think, man, the Lord's gonna have that. I'm gonna think over and over to teach your mind. Remember I told you these things.
He's going to flood their mind with the
Yeah.
memories of walking by the office, stopping, put on the comment board, all these chaplains talking shit. The Lord is going to put in your mind, and He's going to torment you in your mind.
Hey, it's gonna be like a replay. Remember I told you these things. Remember I told you these things.
Hey.
Remember I told you these things.
You know what's crazy? When you like when you have a near-death experience, you have that. Oh shit!
Yeah.
I wish I would have.
Yeah.
Like it's like you free. Like it's I don't know. It's not true that you get all them pictures in your mind and shit. But you do have that feeling like
That's the Lord, man. Hey, but it's gonna be an agonizing voice. Remember I told you these things.
hey, the Lord can slow it down for their ass. The Lord can slow time down for your ass and make you relive every moment and every chance that you had to repent, man.
Yo, man. Cain. I always tell him inside of Cain. Cain, that nigga died. He died slow, man. And everything was flashback.
You know how people, when they go on these bad trips with drugs and stuff, they'll be replaying or going through a whole, it feels like a lifetime, but only like 5 minutes after they get off the trip. It's like, how long was I out?
Yeah.
5 minutes. But it felt like an eternity in their minds. That's what the Lord's going to, hey, it's great to say, like the brother read. I'll also choose your delusion. He said, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. So it's going to be, the Lord is going to bring dark thoughts in your mind. It's going to put you through, grievous thoughts, right? As you sit there, hey, the Lord can do that, man.
He did
it.
And play it out of mind. Imagine how worse that's going to be in different trouble, man.
He did it in Egypt.
Right.
Those apparitions.
Right.
Now that time you'll be seeking death, I won't be able to find you.
Yes. Hey, the Apostle Paul was bringing out today. When you stuck in the elevator for 1 minute, it feel like an hour. It feel like, oh shit, you finna be in there forever, man.
The scripture talking about how, the Layback Brothers point, you know, the Lord's gonna make these people feel it. Like, damn, those men on the street corners, they were right. The scripture talking about how these people, they're gonna be eating and drinking their bread and the water with astonishment.
Right.
Damn, those guys. Taking the deeper step too.
Yeah, they say they drinking water and they food with care.
It's not gonna really hit until they hit a nigga grandma. That's when they're gonna realize the judgment of the Lord. They hit their fucking mama. That's when reality gonna set in for a nigga. Oh shit. But it's gonna be too late. Then the Lord gonna start touching you. And you better pray the Lord don't touch you slowly, man. You better pray the Lord take you out by one of these swords out here. And not by famine. Because the scriptures speak about how famine is one of the worst ways to die, man.
Second Ezra, chapter 16, starting at verse 62. Yea, and the Spirit of the Almighty Power, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions, and what ye think in your hearts, even them that sin, and would hide their sin. Therefore, have the Lord exactly searched out. Therefore, have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, you shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
Hey, you're gonna have to answer for what you've sown in the earth. Galatians 6 and 7 says, be not deceived, the Heavenly Father is not mocked. For what a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And
whenever you glorify in, that's what the Lord said, let that save you. Let that be your God.
Hey, the black woman is God, right? That's gonna be a lot of niggas' shame, man.
Right. Tell Peter, come on.
Hey,
God's gonna bleed.
brothers gonna have that bragging right, you know, because y'all mentioned it earlier about, you know, hey, the elect, they cut off everything for you. How about you outside? That's gonna be to our glory, Lord willing.
Real quick, if I can get this an account of the Lord basically had a spirit appear before a heathen, right? Basically, the context is during the time of the Maccabees, the heathen king sent someone to go and basically take our money, take all our treasure out of the temple, right? And the dude's name is Heliodorus. Second Maccabees 3:24. Now, as he was there, present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of the Most High, and fainted, and were sore afraid. For there appeared unto them a horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering. And he ran fiercely, and smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet. And it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete parts of gold. Moreover, two other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side, and scourged him continually. They was beating his ass, right? And gave him many sore stripes. And Heliodorus fell suddenly unto the ground, and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up, and put him into a litter. Thus him that lately came with a great train, and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons, and manifestly they acknowledged the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. So the Lord had spirits appear to him and beat his ass up. Literally, they just beat his ass up. And then his two guards that was with him, like, what the fuck? They had to carry him out.
Hey, picture that.
Hey,
Like in the ass,
And you feel it though. You really feel it. It's not just an illusion. It's not an illusion. I was really feeling that shit.
But what people don't realize is that that type of power is getting ready to manifest. Like it's only a matter of the Lord opening up that realm, because the scriptures say that one realm shall fight against the next. All the Lord got to do is just open up your eyes to that realm, and it's over with. I got this quick precept. Because he did it to Elisha. This is our 2 Kings 6 and verse 17. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire around about Elisha. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with the blindness. And he smote them with the blindness, according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom ye seek. But he led them to Samaria. But the point being, hey, the Lord, Elisha prayed to the Lord to open his eyes, the young man's eyes, and he opened it, and he's seen horsemen, chariots. He's seen the angels. He's seen that realm.
They like they live. With the glasses on, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I got another example, right? 2 Maccabees 11 and 6. Now when they that were with Maccabeus heard that he besieged the hold, they and all the people with lamentation and tears besought the Lord, that he would send a good angel to deliver Israel. And Maccabeus himself, first of all, took weapons, exhorting the other, that they would jeopardize themselves together with him to help their brethren. So they went forth together with a willing mind, right? They had faith. And as they were at Jerusalem, there appeared before them on horseback one in white clothing, shaking his armor of gold. Then they praised the merciful power altogether and took heart, insomuch that they were ready not only to fight with men, but with most cruel beasts, and to pierce through walls of iron. Thus they marched forward in their armor, having an helper from heaven, for the Lord was merciful unto them. So the Lord had an angel appear to help them, and they overtook their enemies.
And that's happened countless numbers of times in our records, man. All right, the Lord appeared unto Habakkuk, snatched Habakkuk up, man, and sent them to Daniel. Hey, that happened countless times in our accounts, man. And it's gonna happen again in these days, man. The Lord is gonna manifest those angels, that divine help. Hey, when in a time for brothers, man, in that time of trouble for brothers.
It doesn't make any sense. Hey, for the wicked too. You got that show on Netflix. What's that? I think it's called Hellbound. When they came down for people to their death day, you had those three spirits that come from so-called hell, beat their ass.
Yeah, that shit cold.
The fire.
Hey, the Lord gave these devils hey, man. The mind of these devils is something serious, man. But whoever came up with hellbound is cold.
Hey, Esau believed in it too, because on a spiritual level, they trying to tap into that realm, man. That's why they do the CERN. That's why they have different rituals going into all that wickedness, man. Because they trying to tap into that realm. They know that realm is real. They trying to tap in it for the demon's sake, but they know King Solomon tapped into that realm, man. Right. They know that realm is real.
Right, it's possible. You gotta have the right shit to get into.
Yeah, and the Lord gonna give His elect the right spirit to tap into that, man. On the right hand side.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, and verse 12. For fear is nothing else but a betray of the sufferers which reason offers, and the expectation from within, being less, counted the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment. But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of the inevitable hell, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them, for a sudden fear, and not looked for, came upon them. So then whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars.
That's worse than being killed, man. Because when the Lord snapped your mind, that's basically you living in a shell, man. The Lord sent a monstrous apparition. You see a lot of people, it's better for them to just die rather than have that plague of the mind, man. For the rest of your life.
In the GNT, it's Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 15. They were chased by hideous forms and lay paralyzed as they surrendered themselves to the sudden, unexpected fear that came over them. People would suddenly collapse and lie locked in the chains of their own fear.
Ooh, that's cold, man, and that goes into those apparitions. Even those sleep apparitions, what they call them, those sleep apparitions. It's cold because you could feel them bitches. Like you know how you feel like you getting pressed down to the bed. That's the Lord letting you know that shit real. And the Lord was plaguing the minds of the people back in that time, man, with monstrous apparitions.
Hey, you got to imagine. Hey, that's why Jonah came out the well on fire, man, putting that work in. Wasn't no lights in the well, wasn't no lamp posts.
Stank.
So that smell that was in there, and you in pitch black, dog, and he came out on fire, man.
Right. Hey, you repent. Shut the fuck up.
He said a typical 3-day journey took him 1 day.
Yeah. Make haze, man. Hey, because when you see, when you're in that predicament, when the Lord puts you, when the Lord puts you in the hellish condition, it puts you in that hasting spirit, man. It puts you in that spirit that, hey, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. You know, we don't have much time. You know.
And that's why these people, you that love watching scary movies. Love for to see you going for the real scary movies. Yeah.
I say that all the time. America's going to be the worst rated R movie of all time. In real time.
Hey, you can't do one of these.
Because Esau is the real Freddy Krueger. Yeah. It's American Dream, right? It's about to be American Nightmare, and you ain't gonna have to be asleep for it to manifest.
No. Yeah. See, this is a nightmare now for a lot of Edomites. Right now.
Ecclesiastes 25 and verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman.
And that's why the Lord said, wise virgin ashes proud. The Lord can break your mind like a twig and just watch you just perfect health of body, but the Lord can just snap your mind. Just like that. You have people who live their whole life, 40 years. He was cool. Then the Lord woke him up one day and now he's schizophrenic. Or now he's schizophrenic. And the Lord just showed him the shit that's behind the veil. That's what he did to the Egyptians.
Hey, what he said, hey, one step between the Lord and death, man. But this is quick. And just Lord reactivated brothers. And the people out walking the truth. Well, some people want women to say to men. Hey, this is quick, man. Lord, hey, we tell them all the time. They can be normal one day, then one day, nigga downtown, they can kill 3 people.
Hey, like the brother said, that you got schizophrenic. Well, the Lord reveal what's behind that veil, and they hear all manner of demons. They see all manner of demons telling them to do things, trying to coerce them into doing malicious acts. That's real, man. And the Lord is getting ready to, the Lord is getting ready to send those spirits upon a lot of people on the planet, man. A lot of people on the planet is getting ready. A demon finna tap in with their ass. Hey, it's your time. Come on.
You go on YouTube and they'll let you see from the lens of the schizophrenic and what they actually be going through in their mind. And they just basically hear voices. It's like voices whispering to them. It's extra paranoid, and that's the Lord just breaking your mind. It's that simple. Like the Lord did to Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
He woke up one day on one thinking that he was the shit. And the Lord was like, just like that. And then the Lord brought him back. Just to show you the power of how much you don't shout.
Hey, that's crazy. Esau was the mind of the schizophrenic. See, this
They want to
is
know
simple,
what.
man. You know the nigga, you know how to get to the nigga, stop that shit. But this is what he'll tell you though, just like Lucy. You going to, now you know what's in it. Okay, all right.
But they'll describe it. They'll describe what they're going through. They hear these voices in their head and they can't get the voices out. And Esau get a medication just to really sedate them. But it's really because the Lord broke their mind. That's why Esau really can't fix it. You just got to put them in a mental hospital and let them wither away.
Hey, what they do doing the bottomizer,
Yeah.
Drill a hole in that nigga head.
I got 2 Bibles or something. All right. This is the first one, Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment. I'll sure read up, right? You up on that?
Some of your spirit, bro.
Oh, okay.
It's getting to the point, bro.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yep. Ecclesiastes, because brother Ricardo was talking about, the Lord sending them on.
Oh yeah, the angel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's all done by the angels.
Yep,
Right,
come.
what's that? Psalm 79 and 48. He's sending righteous angels.
Yeah.
I mean, they all righteous.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But he's either sending the angels from the right hand or the left hand side. Because they all doing righteous works. Okay.
All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 30.
28.
This is the work of
39, verse 27.
Yeah.
All these things are for good to the godly.
Right, to the godly.
So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
Right.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes.
Right.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made
Right,
them.
it's saying it's saying the time of destruction they appease the one who sent them, man.
Right.
So it's 40-year-old niggas out here that was created for vengeance.
Right.
This a nigga that was born today that man, well, it was born 5 years ago. He gonna pick up the gun and shoot his mama. He was a spirit created for vengeance, man.
Yep, and
They said the time of their force.
time to get it up.
Hey, so the angels don't hold back when the Lord sends them to judge, man. You got it.
Fine, that was a good verse to start at for that one. And I can
Yeah.
jump to Jeremiah Baba Bashar, Jeremiah chapter 8, verse
Hey,
1.
if you read the 30 and 31.
God, I will. Yes, sir.
Read that book and then you can
All right. And I'll go ahead. Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 29. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Right.
Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction.
Serves and heathens.
How much
Go ahead.
farther might
They shall rejoice in his commandment,
Right,
and
this
they
is
shall
it.
God.
They shall rejoice in his commandments.
Yeah.
Angels be waiting. When you read in 2
Yeah.
Kings, right, or 2 Chronicles, either one, they're like, Lord, I got an idea.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And they shall be ready upon earth when need is.
The angels, all they do, when you watch the movie City of Angels, the angels everywhere. They just wait on the Lord to give them a go ahead. Go ahead. Just listen.
When need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Right. So there is no one in the Bible when angels rebelled against the Lord, man. That's Roman Catholic dogma, man. Ain't no Satan took a third of the angels. That's a lie, man. They rejoice in his commandments. Go ahead, read it again.
Because
Yeah,
the angels
God.
they don't think like man think. You see a pregnant lady get hit by a bus. The angels don't sit there before that judgment is sentenced. The angels don't sit there to the Lord like, damn, Lord, that might be too much. No, man.
All right, continuing on, Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment,
Right.
and they shall be ready upon earth when need is.
Right.
And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word.
Go ahead.
Therefore, from the beginning, I was resolved.
That
And
was the point.
yeah, that was the point. Come on. Mark Bashar jumped to Jeremiah 8. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 1. At that time, said the Lord Yahweh, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, out of their graves. And they shall spread them before the sun and the moon, and all the hosts of heaven, whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor be buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth, and death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family, which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So pretty much the death shall be chosen in these bad days.
Oh, that's right. Get that in Jeremiah 8 and 3.
Yeah, I'm here. That's what
What you read?
I was reading a different version. I thought it was a King James version, but no, that was a let me get the version. That was King James version. Okay, it's water, bro. No, yeah, that was King James. Let me make sure. Let me just double check.
Death shall be chosen rather than life.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what you started doing. Oh,
Yeah, that was quick.
get Proverbs 8 and the last verse. Because the Lord said, they that hate me love death.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You gotta read that.
Proverbs 8 and 35. For whoso findeth me findeth life,
Right.
and shall obtain favor of Yahweh. And he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul.
One of his own soul. You got it.
All they that hate me love death.
Right. So, hey, if you hate the Lord, then you automatically choosing death, man.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Now see that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Hey, you see the chick, right? That's a little boy. She on the walker, living bad. You would think she would act, brother, like, hey, if y'all know they acting like tapping to the Lord. Like, this is the altar of the Lord, man. But Jake is the devil, man.
Burnt out.
Yeah, and proud. Yeah.
They're going to Joel Osteen church, give that money.
You got money to get a special blessing.
At this point,
And the limp gonna be worse.
At this point, a lot of our people are burnt out when it comes to God, man. They've been pushed JC so much, and he hasn't done shit. So when it comes,
they low. So now what is it? Agnostic?
yeah, now they're like, fuck, man, whatever you talking about gotta be the same shit.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like that you don't understand that the mercy of the Lord is right here, man.
Y'all standing down here. Look at y'all. Boy, y'all down here. Y'all got the boy, y'all down here.
Feeding the poor.
Right.
Isaiah chapter 49 and 14. But Zion said, the Lord hath forsaken me, and my Lord hath forgotten me. Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hand. Thy walls are continually before me.
Right. Jake, it is beautiful that the Lord reactivated us to understand what's really going on, man. But like Bro just said, 2/3 don't got no hope because they don't know, man. The Lord gave us the know. To open us up. But Jake, man, they don't got no hope. All they know is, hey, JC ain't work for them.
Yeah, that's it. JC ain't work. What other guy?
And if it do work, it's one-sided. It's gonna work for the pastor and his wife. Christianity, hey. So Jake don't got, but the Lord ain't give it to him. That's the thing. So while y'all got some on stuff, the Lord gave it to him. Now we understand why we went to slavery. We understand why. Jake still went around here. Hey, the Lord said, don't be envious of the so-called white man. So there's a lot of people, you got some niggas, they want to take the nigga head off. But they know it's prison, they can chill. We like, man, hell no, the Lord gonna get that nigga, man. I'm one about this spirit. But Jake really want to kill the so-called white man because they don't know. We like, yeah, we'll get him to the kingdom.
That's why.
Because just like Jason on, when they say Jason go to Manhattan, they take Manhattan, do with boxing, and Jason said, look at his ass, bum. Hey, come here, come forward. I want to line to eat a mic. Come forward. Bum. Head off. Come here. Bum. Come here. Left, right combo.
Got more combat.
Come forward. With chains on. With chains on, bitch. Get over here.
Right. Come here.
Bum.
Straight from Lowe's.
I've been mad. Hey, boy, look at here. My mind meditate terror all day. Jake out here where they ready to, hey, no, we're gonna wait. The Lord said, wake you up on me, man. They don't understand. But Jake's still trying to find out how they can get a loan so they can get a goddamn, I want to start a business. For what?
Flip.
You gonna work all your days trying to start a fucking business and you paying back all that interest. You ain't gonna never, motherfuckers finding out now, I'm still just paying interest off my car. You ain't even paid nothing on the car yet.
What about the PPP loan? Niggas still facing the repercussions of that PPP loan.
Bro, what was that? You done gave 20 grand on your new car. 15,000, that shit was the interest. I just what?
Hey,
They don't know, man.
they could put $200 down on a $30,000 car with 20% APR.
They don't know, man. They don't got no hope.
You still want that sequel?
Yeah, read that real quick. It's going to, hey, because famine coming, man. Famine coming. And that's what the Lord said in Luke 23 and 27. Hey, the Lord was toting the cross. He was toting the cross and said women was weeping. And he stopped to turn around while holding the cross It said, don't weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children. That's coming again, man.
Ezekiel 4:16 in the NLT. Then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem.
Right.
It will be weighed out with great care
Right.
and eaten fearfully.
Hey, you got one bean. You got one bean. I'm gonna eat that shit. Cause you gotta watch your back and eat. That ain't comfortable.
It's like when you see them deers at the little water bed, you know, down where there's crocodiles, lions, every little sound they ready to. That's how it's gonna be. It says that the water will be rationed out drop by drop.
Right. Hey, mama gonna be giving caps. We got one bottle of water. Everybody get a cap every hour.
Niggas don't drink water now. Right. Niggas don't even much drink water nowadays.
Hell nah, they don't.
Get a cap of soda.
Yeah, look good.
Pepsi and Mountain Dew.
And the people will drink it with dismay.
Right.
But the water is the fire.
Oh, fuck.
You know? You know it's the fire, but you gotta drink it anyway.
Hey, you better hope you don't have one can of beans left because the majority of people out here can't go without 4 square meals a day, man. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between. They can't go. They can't go with that shit, man.
Oh, this motherfucker be in Cracker Barrel ordering burgers at 7, 8 in the morning, man. Breakfast, hey, them motherfuckers like, yeah, these niggas. Well, y'all niggas gonna do. This is one fact she might the plantation. Soon that motherfucker get there, she get her son to eat. A big ass tray. Damn, bitch, you can't wait, bitch.
He's breaking her fast with a burger at 7 in the morning. Damn.
Ready to sleep.
Jeremiah chapter 19.
Hey, but Esau, man. This nigga can't wait to eat. And then got IHOP, Denny's, Waffle House, all these damn. Now they got First Watch, the restaurant, these little breakfast spots. What's the other one? Kiki. Hey, fucking these people up, man. I was telling one Edomite about fast come from breaking your fast, man. The word breakfast come back from breaking your fast from not eating after 8 till 12, 1 o'clock, man. Sometimes 2. Then you break your fast with a meal, some fruits. These motherfuckers, early in the morning, your ass eating a burger and fries with bread. Pancakes and shit.
Pancakes. Goddamn syrup.
That's it. Esau ass, man.
Hey, cause me personally, you go to a restaurant and they be coming like, oh, what you want to start out with? I'm like, start. It's all up.
That's true. What type of y'all got coming in?
I be getting full off the appetizer.
I'm ready to order. I want my main course.
And the portions too. Brothers brought out portions in other countries way smaller compared to portions here. They eat, I don't even, bro, they got bottomless stomachs in Babylon.
Parasite.
They don't even know what fasting is.
Esau put in his books basically that they could, that's why you had a food and drug industry.
Right.
Because they basically create this addiction in sugar being one of the main cultures. They put that sugar in and people become highly addicted to sugar. And then most people are vitamin deficient. So your body is automatically giving you that hunger signal because it's looking for a particular vitamin. And when it can't get it, it sends you another hunger signal. Like, all right, let's try again. So you got these bodies that keep searching for minerals. And people are eating empty calories and things that don't have value. And their body is continuously searching for magnesium, selenium. And these people don't take supplements. So their body is constantly looking for these vitamins and they're not getting them. Esau knows this science.
You know this.
But this keeps his lifetime customers
Yeah.
afloat. That's why even when you go to the drug administration, the pharmaceutical, they calm down the symptoms, but never the disease. Because Esau makes money on both sides of it. So they basically done turned the food into a drug.
Well, yeah, you go to any store and there's aisles of candy.
Yeah.
And that's a multi-trillionaire building. On candies, not even food. Just a snack.
Hey, what you have out here is a bunch of functional fiends, man. But you see it on the corner where you have a dope head, you know, he hooked on crack or whatnot. They're not functional. A lot of these Americans are functional fiends, man. They just hooked on food, sugar, like the brother was talking about.
That's gone too. Yeah, I'm talking about these kids, people that just love to eat donuts, honey buns, Snickers. That demon gonna turn the fuck up, man. That sugar demon, that processed sugar demon.
Pop-Tart demon.
You can go into withdrawal.
Yeah, you can.
You cut off sugar, you go into withdrawal. You'll start to experience headaches. You know, they got these people that go on the keto diet, and they have to get rid of all the carbs. Sugar, carbs and sugar is pretty much the same thing. And they go through a season of withdrawal. They even get flu-like symptoms. We show you that a lot of this processed food is drugs. You saw don't get anything that can be a position of no value. You go into these places and you think that you're getting a full course meal, you feel full, but your body's not satisfied because it was looking for some minerals that you ain't getting.
You got hungry, right?
Right.
That's just going to show this man weaponizes everything. Everything that if it has a label on it, shit ain't no good, really. Because that means he had to touch it before you get it. Right. And if he had to touch it, that's why the scripture says that he's gonna what? Eat out bread, defile among the what? Gentiles. Because they're the ones that's touching it. They're the ones that's producing it. And he's the master producer.
And he's the real devil to think of a way to extract all the minerals and the nutrients out of food, man. How do you think of a way to extract the minerals and nutrients out of oranges and plums? That's the true devil, man. You got to be a devilish character to think of things like that, man.
That's that godlike complex. Esau, you know. Here it is, how about Shimon Shai? They always talk about, you know, sometimes people get these certain diseases or cancer or whatever, and they say it's incurable, but how about Shimon Shai has a natural cure for everything. You know, but here it is, Esau being opposed to Yahweh Shimon Shai. He tries to do away with the natural way. And that's why he tries to establish his way.
Isaiah 32:6. And the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord. So everything the Lord made for us for good, the so-called white man made it, hey, he's going to use it against us, man. Like bro said, he weaponized everything against so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indian Haitians, man, to destroy you, man.
Now he's doing the same thing
To his own people now.
the whole opioid crisis. All of that was really rich Edomites preying on their own people. Those prescription meds for the oxycodone, and those pill mills, where they basically paid the doctors more money if they would prescribe oxycodone. Which did what? Once they pulled the pill mills, everybody went to heroin. And now it's increased to what? Now you got a fentanyl. Right. These are still the same people who got tricked into being hooked on these opioids through the oxycodone and that whole scandal. So now Esau's even putting his own people in that position.
It's all good medical industry. Everybody make money.
Right.
Doctors,
Right.
Medicaid, Medicare, you got insurance, all that shit.
Oh, a perfect example, when they do these biopsies, what do? They'll poke, if you catch a lump somewhere, they'll poke the lump. Your body's encapsulated all of those things and put a wrap around it. Esau poked it and said, oh, it's malignant. Now it's all over your body. Whereas your body was smart enough to contain it. That's why it's like, I feel a lump. Your body's smart.
Yeah.
There was this study where, I forget where it was, but they looked at these nuns that was in this church, but they was in their hundreds. They looked at them and they had tumors all over their body. Why? Because their body was protected. The tumors weren't malignant, it didn't destroy them, they lived to be 100-something, but the body protected them from those things. Esau go in and stab it, and then be like, oh shit, now it's spreading. And then his solution is to destroy good cells and bad cells and hope you just survive the process.
They don't, when they feel on the woman press, that bust on the
Yeah, when they do the mammogram, they squeeze it. So you pop those lumps, and then they start to spread. Now
you don't supposed to be squeezing no breast, dumbass.
Right. The Lord knew what he's supposed to do. Esau,
They need to call the council.
that's a business. Esau's a businessman. His belly, his God is his breathing. And he done turned things that are supposed to be helpful into a business, exploitation.
Again,
That's why in the kingdom of heaven, heathens are going to live longer because we're not in the business of keeping lifetime customers. This nigga's in the business of keeping lifetime customers. I'm going to get a book on the food, and when they go bad and they catch cancer, I'm going to make some money off of them, prolong their life a little bit, and then make money off the funeral or the death tax. Yeah.
life machine.
Right. It's a win-win for him.
Life support.
Everything that this man created, okay, has fraud built into it. So there's no escape.
Right. He's selling you a hope of it.
Right.
He's selling you a cure.
Right. That's what he's saying. Isaiah 32 and 6 again, the vile person.
The fact that they can't even call what they do a cure should tell you something about the nature of this man. It's illegal to say anything. It's illegal. And the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, which is supposed to heal you, they're not allowed to say they can cure you. What does that tell you? They just treat you. They're lifetime customers.
Yeah,
You just go in there as a lifetime customer, they just treat you long enough to keep extracting money out of you. Get them back in the workplace. Keep them working. You can't work no more. Let's get the kickback off the chemo. Because they get kickbacks when they do this. When they do let's take them to chemo, let's take them to radiation, let's do all of this. They get paid, they get kickbacks off it.
They got St. Jude Hospital set up. Experiment on damn kids, you devil.
And it's a system. That's why you can't just take one person out and put another person in and change it. It's a system. These doctors come in $200,000, $300,000 in debt. And then you got the pharmaceutical industry that say, look, if you will prescribe the oxygen, you need like 4,000 every prescription. They was doing this in real life to a point where you had doctors that had pill bills. Them niggas just writing prescriptions. You hurt or not, don't matter to them. Because they trying to pay off their loan. And Esau's creating a system where you have to be involved in the wickedness just to survive.
Hey, it's that same pipeline that he has from that school to prison pipeline, man. Right. The same thing is for drugs. It starts from the food. As soon as you consume the food and the diet that he puts out here for you, you go through that same pipeline that the brother is speaking about. Do you develop an illness? Then that illness gets diagnosed. Once you get diagnosed, they give you pills or they hook you on some form of medication. That medication deteriorates your body. Then you go in for some higher form of treatment, which costs more money. And it's a whole pipeline, man.
Hey, the whole situation with Rockefeller demonizing holistic healing so he could make money in the pharmaceutical industry. This is the mind of this.
During the C-19, they went after the prominent doctors, actually, into the word C-U-R-E. They went after them. Okay? And they silenced them.
And the whole time, they go out here, your ass full of parasites on top of the hill.
Take one.
Bugged out. They go to Walmart, kill a 50 motherfuckers. What the movie deal? Kill a 10.
The parasite told me so.
The parasite told me, yeah. Chick come out. I put my baby in the oven because, yeah, I was trying to send him to heaven.
Hey, but like the brother read, all of these things are going to turn. All of these people are really spirits created for vengeance. And a lot of reason why these people were created in the earth in the first place was to perish. A lot of these people were born in vain. They were born to succumb to the pipeline, the prison to school pipeline. They were born to succumb to the pipeline of medicine. They were born to succumb to the wiles of the devil, man. You know, they weren't created to receive salvation. And so that's where we find ourselves in a good case, because Lord willing, we were created not for the evil, but to receive the mercy that the Lord promised, man.
You got something back over there. Okay, this is Romans chapter 9, verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Hey, that goes to the separation, man. Yahushua, Matthew 25, he returned. He's going to set the sheep on the right hand that goes on the left, man.
Right.
They were designed to be opposite of the Lord, man. That's why everything the so-called white man do. I'm going to read this again. Isaiah 32 and 6. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh. And to tell you in Revelation 13 and 5 that the power was given to him to go against the Lord. It was given to him to speak against the Lord, to blaspheme the Lord. Everything about the Lord's creation, the Lord made the so-called white man to go against it, man. Just so the whole elect can look and say, see, this is what not to do. This is how not to think. That's what the Lord said, if you got not to oppress him. And choose none of his ways, man. Because he was made to do that. That's why nobody mad at Jake, because they want to follow the so-called white man. Go ahead. When they go into them bunkers, your ass ain't going with them.
And like we read it earlier in Isaiah 26, the elect are patiently, eagerly waiting on the Lord's judgments. Because like you said, the Lord showed us what not to do. Now the elect, because the Heavenly Father is like that conversation with the Son. You know, you see why I did this? And the elect, yes. You know, we see why righteousness is needed on the earth.
Hey, to understand the righteousness and wickedness, man. We need it, both sides.
You have to see how far the rabbit hole can go. The Lord gave us the warning, but it's different when you know good and evil. Like going back to the garden, then shall they know good and evil. Right. Now we know both. We know it. We know it in a way we wouldn't have known it if we would have just stayed with the warning. Look at how wicked the world has gone and gotten, and it's only getting worse at this point. There's no end in sight if the Lord don't intervene. This man's intentions is to basically put niggas on a cloud or on some kind of server where they can just watch you and track you. That's his end goal if the Lord don't get in front of him.
Yeah.
I got one.
It's Psalms 119 and 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes.
Yep, and now we've been afflicted and we see in real time why righteousness is needed in the earth. Not just for us as nation, but for creation in general. There was a video that came out a while back of a chimpanzee that never saw the sun. His first time seeing the sun in 30 years as a chimp. And you can see the shock. This is Esau. He don't put creation in captivity. It's not just Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. He spared nobody. Nobody's spared. Not even life in the ocean. Nobody's spared. That's why the Lord's got to get in front of us. Otherwise, there will be no flesh like this.
I got you. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 42 and 24. All things are double one against another, and you have made nothing imperfect. One thing establisheth the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding of his glory? And everything establishes the good of another. Everything is double one against itself. The Lord showed us the reason. Yeah, it's a perfect balance. The Lord showed us the reason why you shouldn't go too far to the left. Why you should stop. Why this shouldn't happen. The Lord had to put Esau in rulership in order for us to understand the reward and the necessity of righteousness, man. We had to see niggas getting locked up for 30, 40 years and the fruit bootiness that come behind it. We had to see chimpanzees locked up for 30 years not seeing the sun. We had to see 8-year-olds changing their gender. Niggas fighting for blocks. We had to see this in order to realize the necessity of righteousness, man.
I got one, bro. This is Psalms 119 and 66 in NLT. It says, I believe in your commands. Now teach me good judgment and knowledge. I used to wander off until you disciplined me.
We was wandering. Right. Going back to Esau and in Psalm 83, the word is straight, we wandered off.
Yeah.
Because this nigga, he deceived us to wander off.
It speaks a lot. Scripture says it was like a beast.
Right.
Beast wandered off.
Right.
Hey, even before we went into captivity with the Esau, even dealing with our own laws, there's a reason why the Lord said, put evil away from among you. Yeah. And all Israel's supposed to see, hear, and fear when it's done, because it was just a small part of it. Was like when Jake was going on, they were worshiping idols, they were going to the groves in secret. There was Jakes that were accomplices, right? Even if you didn't necessarily go with them. Right. Jake was
knew about it.
Keep it quiet.
That's the law doing 13. It was right sealed by that worshiping being wicked.
And like what Paul was saying, he had to see, because that's how far it's gonna get. It's gonna get worse. You can't just be like, well, I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm not gonna bring it to the judges. I'm gonna let that one go. That's my boy. That's my dad.
because from the sodomites, it goes to the damn transformers, it goes to the damn pedophilia, it goes to the changing gender at 8 years old. It's a downhill spiral. It's a downward spiral. You can't let none of it slide. That's hey, the kingdom. You're not going to let none of it slide. As soon as there's even a hint of wickedness, you're going to nip it in the bud.
Psalms 119 and 67. In the NLT, I used to wander off until you disciplined me, but now I closely follow your word. You are good and do only good. Teach me your decrees. Arrogant people spear me with lies, but in truth I obey your commandments with all my heart. Their hearts are dull and stupid, but I delight in your instruction. My suffering was good for me, for it taught me to pay attention to your decrees. Your instructions are more valuable to me than millions in gold and silver.
Proverbs 15, verse 11. They just weigh the balance of the Lord. All the weights of the bag are his work. It is an abomination to kings with wickedness, but the throne is established by righteousness.
So this is the Lord's just balance. By giving Esau this kingdom of wickedness, this is the Lord balancing out the righteousness, man.
Right. That's fact. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 5, it reads, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler.
Right, as an error that proceeded from the ruler. Which this isn't an error that from the Lord, man. This is justice.
Right.
You know, we deserve to be put here, and it was necessary for us to learn this lesson.
Right.
Now, the judges in the world to come are going to know how to govern the flesh. They're going to know how to govern the heathens, because you're going to know what it feels like to be in the flesh and to be under the rule of the flesh, man. You know, you're going to be able to guide better.
But because look at our kings, man. Our kings in the ancient world, they was wicked. Yep. And the ruler hearkening the lies. Look at the rest of the story.
Wicked, yeah.
All the churches. Hey, when you look at the example of that one king, Ahab, I believe his name was, that had those prophets. He had prophets. Yeah. That were just false prophets. He had a company of false prophets.
That fell out with Mount Gilead? That one?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. The one that was like, the Lord has sent a lying spirit.
Right. Yeah.
Mount the law, keeps your prophets.
He won't listen to the other.
Right. That was the king of Israel. That was the king of our nation.
Yeah.
And he had a company of false prophets.
Yeah.
He had a company of false prophets. And it was just one that the Lord was actually dealing with.
Yeah,
and they was keeping him in prison, man. And that was our nation. That was our kingdom.
Yeah. This is again, Ecclesiastes 10 and 5. There is an error which I have seen under the sun. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places.
Yeah, folly is set in great dignity, man. Just like back in the ancient world, a lot of our people regarded folly rather than the dignity that the Lord set before us. Right. That's why we were overtaken by sin. We were overtaken by iniquity, because they regarded folly more than they did the word of the Lord, man.
Hey, it's not an error. The Lord, the balance is, the Lord set up the folly and dignity, man.
Yep. They both have their place.
Right. In Proverbs 25 and 10, it said, the Lord concealed the things, it's the other king to search them out. So for the Lord to give you the Holy Spirit to search out, that's why Solomon said, I sought out what folly and what wickedness is, and considered the matter of all this shit. And he said, at the end, hey, fear the Lord, man. Because he said he searched out. As a matter of fact, let me get it. Ecclesiastes, what I just read?
No, what you looking for?
No, it's in 7. I got it. Ecclesiastes 7, in verse 25, it reads, I applied my heart to know, and to search, and to seek out wisdom, and the reason of things, and to know wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. So he searched out all this, man. So at the end, he came to the conclusion, and fear the Lord.
Right.
I'm going to read it again. Ecclesiastes 7 and 25.
And the highest rich, if you will, that's ever been on the planet was Solomon. Like on the left-hand side, when he went into it, there was nobody wiser than him concerning the right hand or the left. So when he went after those other gods, he went deep into it.
Right.
That's why he said he was almost in all wickedness
Right.
in the midst of the congregation.
Right.
Because he gave his mind over to understand both sides of it.
Right.
And what did he say? He kept it simple.
Yep.
Fear the Lord and keep his commandments.
And it is simplicity Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to read this. Ecclesiastes 7:23. All this have I proved by wisdom.
Right. So he searched it all out.
Right. The Lord gave me wisdom to search it out and to figure it out. He figured it out. All this have I proved by wisdom.
Because the things that Aleister Crowley and all of those guys on the left-hand side get into, there's certain things that's on the left-hand side is real.
Yeah, they proved
Them niggas ain't
They
just
sought it
playing.
out.
It ain't just some routine that them niggas, they get into it. That's how, and they get it all from him. Ham was into that.
Right, that's what made us go into it.
When you go into the account of Saul, he had to go to a witch that brought forth Samuel.
The last week and there.
Yeah, the witch at
All the
Endor.
other ones.
Which shows you that there is a certain level of, the left hand is just as real as the right, but the right is stronger.
Right.
Righteousness is stronger than wickedness. That's why scripture say knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. It's there because everything is double one against another, but it's not wisdom.
This is Ecclesiastes 7:23. All this have I proved by wisdom. I said, I will be wise when it was far from me. That which is far off and exceedingly deep, who can find it out? I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom and the reason of things and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And what did he say? And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, whoso pleaseth Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her.
Hey, and if you have ears to perceive and a mind to comprehend, King Solomon was Yahweh Shai in the incarnation, man. And there it is again, Yahweh Shai taking that hit for us so that we don't have to take that hit. He discovered all that wickedness. We don't have to dive into that wickedness to understand what the will of the Lord is. He came to that conclusion. And his conclusion was, hey, just fear the Lord. Fear the Lord, keep his commandments. That's it.
And like it was said, it was proven. Unlike Esau, he'll give you hypothesis or a theory. You know? When I was going to say that, just like the Lord, you know, Jesus and Solomon did business and finally we had a business. We wasn't fully there. But listen, we didn't have to.
We was further enough.
Yeah.
Niggas be throwing they babies with no blemish with the Molech in the fire. You was way over there, man.
That's why we have to separate it. Right. Because that's where we got all our wickedness.
And it's cold because after all he said, I searched out to find out wickedness and folly. He said he found more bitter than death the woman. How about that? And if you read first Ezra chapter 4, right, it tell you that two things. It's wisdom and women, man. The two powerful things on the earth, man.
Because through her we all die.
Yeah.
It says her heart's are snares and nets.
Right.
That's how she got Adam. And snared him with her mind. And made him go off and cast a net before him.
One way or the other. Hey, if you ain't strong mind, then you up at your shot. She's gonna trap you one way or the other. Beauty of the box.
Right?
Or both.
Down goes foot.
That's a poisonous thing.
Hey, beauty in the box and she got brains.
Beauty in the box.
Oh, it's over. She can outsmart you and she beautiful.
Right.
And she got the good box.
Hey,
Well, walking around here like a
Boy,
zombie.
look at
the
here.
scripture says that a woman brings you down to a piece of bread.
Yeah.
And just spend his overtime on the
Well, that was going to the philosophy. That was going to philosophy to eat through. But yeah, that's true.
That's why.
That's what you gotta do.
No, you got it, bro.
No, that's what you got to do in this society, man. You got to pedestalize the woman. You can't come out here and be yourself. You got to be somebody you think she like.
Yeah, right.
And you don't even measure up to that.
Right. The modern relationship is to idolize your woman. That's what the modern relationship is. You're supposed to idolize your woman. Put that woman first.
That's why that nigga where he at now.
What he did? Yeah, got you.
But that's why a woman at the end of the day,
Starts like your soul.
Right.
Nigga be running to pick up.
Jake walking at the apartment.
Yeah, but that's what the truth do. It teaches discipline. It teaches you self-control. And then when you have that, the spirit of fight, how much now shot. There's certain things you just naturally don't give yourself over to. Because you understand the end of it. Most of this out here, the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Right.
And that's why it's better to serve how about you know shot. Go and be a part of that number. As long as you got some feel, everything else is beside it.
Hey, Lord, hey, in Proverbs 5, the Lord say, let her breast satisfy thee at all times. Be ravished always with her love. But you can't go wrong. But it tell you when it's wrong. Wisdom of Solomon, that wisdom is going to meet you in every thought.
You know, had guys leave the truth for a woman, and the woman left.
Yeah.
Once they got out the truth, the Lord put a spell on the woman, and like, your job here is done.
Next married to a Muslim.
Next victim.
Boy. Hey, that's the Lord turning your glory into shame.
Yup.
You felt the truth for a woman. That's crazy.
yeah, in 2 Thessalonians 2, starting at 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
And that's another problem that's playing out. The so-called white man has been revealed, so now all this coming to a head.
Or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Right. Hey, the angel, Revelation 7, holding back the 4 winds, Esau has to be revealed, man. Hey, now we see things happen, man. The Lord said we have a war with Amalek, hey, from generation to generation. We see this happening, man. The infrastructure for the mark of the beast is set up. You got that.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 5. Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not. Neither decline the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve you. Love her, and she shall keep you. Wisdom is not a coincidence that the Lord likes wisdom unto a woman. Like the brother mentioned, the mercy. It's wisdom and women are two most powerful things. Right? So, how much more is wisdom to be desired? Because wisdom, there's no flaws with wisdom. There's no getting left and the bitch shaking half. Wisdom not gonna do that to you.
And you even just wake up one day,
She ain't gonna believe on you neither.
When you're dealing with the woman, right? When you're dealing with the woman, you gotta deal with wisdom.
Wisdom ain't gonna bleed on you.
All right? You gotta deal with wisdom. Right? You run circles.
It's like you gonna give me some cars, red light there.
You're not emotionally
Give me a soul feel.
I don't feel comfortable anymore. I got it.
and they say that in the world, like women talk about wanting a man that's on their purpose. There's no greater purpose as an Israelite man to serve me how much I was shot. And as long as you keep that your main thing, the Lord will give you something that's pleasing well with you. She'll compliment your situation instead of being a detriment.
I would say this is Ecclesiastes 6.
Right.
Hey, that's why, man. I
got something.
Proverbs
So,
4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. With all that getting, get understanding.
Right, so, you can have wisdom, but if you don't understand the wisdom, and you back at square one.
You got a lot of Jake, they know the Israelites, they don't know the market.
Right.
Applied knowledge is power. Knowledge is not
power.
power.
Nigga, man. And they want to see what Johnson. Nigga side of these niggas talking about Revelation 13, man. Listen. Them niggas don't got no wisdom nor understanding.
Yeah. Not a nigga with no
No matter what you do or say, Revelation still talking about the so-called white man.
How can you respect a nigga flipping
And they
his
still
head?
going to slavery.
Every second, right?
nigga get in the shower and do one of these.
Y'all niggas is off. They don't got no wisdom, no understanding. You got it all.
It's Sirach or Ecclesiastes 19 and 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
That's it.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impure.
Right.
And that's and that can be likened unto the spiritual women as well, which is these
I was
philosophers.
just gonna say that because, hey, the Lord, right? They say wine and women make men fall away. Hey, be covered from the world. Hey, that's what you how about Shema Bashar? Be covered from the world. You got it.
This is our
Yes, sir. Yeah,
This is our Proverbs 7 and 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister. Oh shit.
Go ahead.
Nah,
Read it
it's
again.
good, you
That's
know.
twice today it came out double. Read it again.
Yeah. Bring it out.
No.
Proverbs 7 and 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman and from the stranger which flattereth with her lip, with her words.
Oh, I found the precept today. I'm like, man, I wish I had read it. I wish I had found it when I was doing the lesson on our Revelation 14 about they should not be defiled with women. But when the Proverbs, how they say strange women. You got it up.
I'm going to jump down to verse 13. Verse 12, it says, now she is without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner.
Right, that's the philosophy of the so-called white man. Everywhere, man. Egyptology, Pan-Africanism, Black continents, African-American studies. One way or the other, when you turn, Esau right there, man, with the damn philosophy.
So she caught him and kissed him.
Right.
And with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me.
Right, that's the wisdom of the world, you got it.
This day I have paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, and covered works and carved works with fine linen of Egypt.
Of Egypt, man, the Egyptology. All that Pan-Africanism, all that Black continent movement, all that is all so-called white man. Go ahead.
I have perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. And it says she did a diligent search to seek thy face.
Hey, because it dive off into Esau's philosophy. You got to be headlong in that shit, man. Niggas all into the book of Enoch, book of Jasher, all this. What was the other one?
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse of Abraham. Yeah, you got it.
Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning.
Read that part about what she decked her bed with.
It's verse 16. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon.
See, what does that do? It appeals to the senses. Right. That's what these, a lot of these doctrines, what they do, they appeal to the senses.
Yep.
I like hanging in the back.
That's Esau's cousin right there. It says,
He hit some box.
yeah.
He found the female. He hit some box. And it's Saturday night. See? Even the roaches get some force.
Right. That's tell you how weird these niggas is to come against the prophet. Even roaches out here getting bitches.
Yeah,
These
man.
niggas are arguing with Jake.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. It's Proverbs 7 and verse 18. It says, come, let us take our fill of...
See how fast he moved over there to get to that
Yeah,
ball?
yeah, he said.
That's the nigga in the world right there.
He had on that Bath and Body Works.
Yeah, he got it.
It say, come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home. He is gone a long journey. And that good man being Yahweh Shai, man. It says, he have taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield with the flattering of her lips. She forced him. He goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
Philosophers, man. You see this nigga, what's this nigga that wear the Egyptology shit? You know, the shit vocab?
T-Dub?
No, what's this motherfucker name? Got the one braid.
Sana? Hotep?
I can't call that nigga name now. No.
Pharaoh.
Yeah, he still got that shit. He had the inner shit on the other day with vocab.
That nigga got
What's
a.
this nigga name? Yeah,
Shaka
Shaka.
Zulu, yeah.
Shaka. That nigga bugged out, man.
Boy, you can't trust no nigga named Shaka. That nigga you. It say, with her much fair speech, she caused him to yield, and with flattering of her lips, she forced him. He go.
Forced him, man. Hey, that's what Esau's wisdom do to you, man. It make you dive off into that shit. Because, hey, they believe in myths, man. They create all these stories and shit. People forgot they got the Hobbit and all this rings of fire, Lords of Rings and all this shit. Yeah, Harry Potter niggas, they mind, man. Yeah.
It says, he goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter,
Right.
or as a fool to the correction of the stocks.
You nigga look up and then your ass is Esau's devil. Played your ass. So all Isaiah 28, all you jakes that made a covenant with death and that hell are you in agreement? So they made the lies on the falsehood, man. They made falsehood their refuge. You got it.
Till a dart strike through his liver,
Right.
as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me, therefore, O you children, and attend to the words of my mouth.
Hey, because eventually following the ways of Esau, following the ways of the so white man gonna get you put to death, man. One way or another, man. Jake following Esau, man. You got it.
Let not thine heart decline to her ways, go not astray in her paths, for she hath cast down many wounded.
Right.
Yeah, many strong men have been slain by her.
Many strong men have been slain by these philosophers, man. That's why I tell you, Colossians 2:8, beware. These enemy men spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and follow Yahweh. We'll follow Yahweh Shai's rudiments. That's why he said in Luke 22:28, ye are they which have followed me in my temptations.
Her house is the way to hell,
Right.
going down to the chambers of
Hey,
death.
didn't it say the so-called white man? Didn't it say either he can suffer shame to his own house? So you want to go to this nigga house and eat at this nigga's table?
I got Wisdom of Solomon 6, and verse 11. Wherefore set your affection upon my words. Desire them, and you shall be instructed.
Right.
Wisdom is glorious and never fadeth away. Yea, she is easily seen of them that love her, and found of such as seek her.
Gotta have that ice out, man. So she is easily seen of them that love her.
I've been talking about earlier about, above all things, if you're gonna chase Sophia, you know, because you know in this world, in society, dealing with a woman, you know, things get sour, things get born or whatever the case may be. But like I said here, with wisdom, it's never going to fade away. It's never going to be a dull moment.
Right.
So above, like you said earlier, hey, if you're going to chase Sophia, everything else is beside this. Sophia shall never let you down, you know. These women in this world, they'll let you down. They'll break your heart and not give two shits about you. Because at the end of the day, a woman all she's looking to do is conquer you. You know, and that's why when she can't break you, when she can't conquer you, that's when she starts to pick that interest, you know. She might fuck around and actually stay around, you know, but...
Well, you can put it in on the broad. She'll turn that shit off the next day like you did next to it. Y'all ass kissing all kinds of stuff sideways on Friday. She turn that shit off like it ain't nothing.
I got one for you.
Sophia ain't gonna do that.
It's a long one. I got one. It's a long one though. This is our first Esdras chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse.
You know, took a motherfucker to the most expensive restaurant in Florida, goddamn. Damn, you damn with that shit that week. Go ahead.
I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him from India to Ethiopia, of 127 provinces. And when they had eaten and drunken, and had been satisfied, being satisfied were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after awaked. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another, let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give gifts and great things in token of victory. And as be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and a head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius' cousin. And then everyone wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius' pillow, and said that the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and 3 princes of Persia shall judge that his sentence is the wisest, to him shall the victory be given as was appointed. The first wrote, wine is the strongest. The second wrote, the king is the strongest. The third wrote, women are the strongest. But above all things, truth beareth away the victory. And I'm going to jump down. I'm going to jump to chapter 4. And I'm going to jump all the way down.
Hey, this man, hey, tell you the king, hey, the woman slapped him, man. She slapped this nigga, man. And then it said he just tried to make her laugh after that shit. Bro, read that, bro.
That's a different topic.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Some of these women, who ain't got the right floats for that booty, going down. She point up being a circle. The Lord really be preserving brothers from their own demise. A lot of these women kind of like, this ain't that side for that. These are women that's your journey.
That's why the Lord says a wicked woman is given in part to a wicked man. You know, the Lord gives a decent woman to a man of the Lord, man. You know, not to put an extra burden on your journey. Somebody that's gonna be conducive to your journey, man. Not gonna pull you away from the Lord. They're gonna be conducive, man.
First Ezra 4, verse 25, it reads, wherefore a man loving his wife better than father or mother. Yeah, many there be that have run out their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
And you got jakes that rob, steal, kill. Make a chick in designer some shit. Putting a chick through nursing school and you trapping out the band. Now you balled out for 3 summers. Now you doing 42 summers behind the wall and she got moved on to a 12.
Yeah.
They got married and some kids and some motion.
Yeah, right. Men also have parents, have erred and sinned for women. And now, do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yeah, did I see him in a pain and offer me the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head, and sitting upon her own. She also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. Hey, if she is say,
you know how good that boss got to be.
Right.
This is the king. This is the king. You know how good you got to be to get slapped in front of everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Yet did I see him offer me the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Bardicus, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head, a concubine, and sitting upon her own. She also struck the king with her left hand.
She grabbed the crown, put it on her hand.
With the right hand, and slapped him with the left. and say, and for yet all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. Right. But if she took any pleasure in him, the king was fain to flatter that she might be reconciled to him again.
What's wrong, baby?
Hey, that sounds like this.
How can I make this right?
Jada Will Smith.
Oh, ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus? Then the king and the princes looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth.
Right.
Oh, ye men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high as the heaven, willeth the sun in his course, for he compasses the heavens round about, and fetcheth his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is truth, and stronger than all things.
Right.
Yeah, then it goes to our wine is wicked, the king is wicked.
Yeah.
Women are wicked. All children of men are wicked, and such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth and is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore.
That's what I was gonna get. There's no truth in any of those things, man. Wine, women, and what was the king?
Yeah,
There's no
king.
truth in none of them, man.
Yeah.
But the true truth endures, man. It's strong. It's far exceedingly great than all those
And
things.
that's why I say Ecclesiastes 7 that it's wisdom that brings to the king. It said wisdom is defense and money is defense. But the excellency of wisdom is life, man. Kingdom, rulership.
Right.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom, that ye may reign forevermore.
And Solomon showed us the blueprint. If you honor wisdom, that's going to lead to a flourishing kingdom. If you don't, it's going to lead to this. Right.
If I'm insane, I did a video on this not too long ago about how Esau being that he's an unfit king, he's an unfit ruler. Look at what he's doing to his own subjects, his own people at that. Yeah. And making the comparison with King Solomon, because Jake was in servitude to King Solomon, but King Solomon he dealt with Jake with wisdom. That's when Queen Sheba, when she came through, she loves the fact that hey, your servants they're happy, they're joyous.
Yeah. And they decked out.
Yeah.
Hey, that was equity, man. That's why I tell you, hey, get Jeremiah 23 and
23?
yeah, 23.
Hey, real quick, this is to lamb at that point. This is 1 Kings chapter 9 and verse 22. But of the children of Israel did Solomon make no bondmen.
Right.
But they were men of war, and his servants, and his princes, and his captains, and rulers of his chariots, and his horses. So he ain't make, when he was in rulership, he didn't give Jake those bottom shelf jobs. Like Esau's in his glory, the elite saw, and then his people are homeless.
Yeah.
But they're HVAC engineers.
Proverbs 11:29.
Yeah, sanitation work.
Trouble is his own house.
Hey, nigga think he the man because he the man at the sanitation.
I rule over all the niggas at the sanitation. Man, shut up. You ain't this your kingdom and you an HVAC engineer?
Oh, man.
Drive the waste
Ain't no
management
nigga
truck.
in your elite.
Mind you, King Solomon, he was building and building and building. So Jake, they were in servitude and they were complaining. There was time they were complaining, but King Solomon, he spoke life unto his people. Right. Kept them focused on the bigger picture. I think.
Yeah, they ain't have no bottom of the barrel job, no dead end job in King Solomon's kingdom, man. He had them in a good case, man.
They had respectable professions. What you do for a living. They ain't have to say I'm a bond. Real quick, in the NLT it says 1 Kings 9 and 22. But Solomon did not conscript any of the Israelites for forced labor. Instead, he assigned them to serve as fighting men, government officials, officers and captains in his army, commanders of his chariots, and charioteers.
Which is wise because if you put a heathen in that spot, that's how your kingdom perishes. Because a heathen ain't worried about upholding your kingdom. They worry about their own enterprise, man. So that was wisdom from King Solomon to put Israelites in those respective positions, man.
Verse 23 in the NLT. Solomon appointed 550 of them to supervise the people working on his various projects.
Your whole
He gave them those managerial positions. He didn't give them some lower stake job. And that's a
man.
Two-thirds when they come back, they're not going to get some low position. Because they the children of the elect. They don't have a respect.
That's a good life. You wake up and you supervise people. Hey, nigga, you get over here. Hey, how long you been on break? Get your ass over here. That's a good life, man.
Got the
You
work
wake up-
snitch.
Right, you wake up and you supervising the eating mic. You looked at me, boy?
Hey, boy. Bring it back to life. I ain't done with it. Jeremiah 23:5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper.
And to tell you now, Isaiah 32:1, it said, king shall reign in judgment and princes. And give me that.
I got it. It's Isaiah 32 and verse 2. Sorry, 32 and 1. Isaiah 32 and 1. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment.
Read this again.
Back in Jeremiah 23:5. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch.
Because I meant to read it the other day, the lesson I did when it said the elect men are Yahweh's delight, man.
Yeah.
And first right there, I'll bring that out. So here,
And a king shall reign and prosper,
right.
and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth.
So to tell you in Obadiah that on Mount Edom shall come up saviors, man. That goes to the Isaiah 32 and 2 about the princes shall reign too, man, when Yahweh the elect. The Lord say, he that overcometh, I'll make a pillar in my temple, man. The elect men. That's why I tell you in Revelation, he said, I saw the angel, 140, the cubits of an angel, 144, that's the elect men. You got it?
And in his days Judah shall be saved,
Right.
and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is the name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country,
The American Babylon the Great.
and from all countries whither I had driven them,
Right, that's Isaiah 11:11. Was the raise of the outcast out of the seed, out of the island, man.
they shall dwell in their own land.
Right, we're going home. You devils got to go. Got to go. Okay, you want to hold something?
Yeah. This is Jeremiah 31:10. Hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, O ye nations, and declare in the isles afar off, and say, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock. For the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai have redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he.
Right. And the gold to that Jeremiah 31:13, man. The virgins, talking about men and age. Men, man. Real virgins of the Lord, man. We get the gold, right? Yeah, so we read. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and 23. Thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loveth gifts and followeth after rewards.
Rob me something real quick, man. Yeah, you in the booth rapping, but your ass hurt. Come on, man. Stop that shit, man. Gangsta music, you in the booth hard, man. You going ham on the track. Fuck your ass up. You playing hard and shit.
They judge not the fatherless, neither doth the cause of the widow come unto them.
Right, because there ain't no judges. Oh, it's Rock 38 said these will not be sought for in the counsel of the Lord, man. You just niggas that maintain the earth. Or you just court justice that maintain the so-called white man's world.
Verse 24, therefore saith the Lord of hosts, the mighty one of Israel, I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of my enemies.
Nigga run up and down the court and shoot people on that nigga ass so. Okay.
And I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross,
Right.
and take away all thy sin.
Lord willing.
And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
Psalms 10 and 17. 22. The wicked arrogantly hunt down the poor. Let them be caught in the evil they plan for others.
Right, it said they arrogantly hunt down the poor. Hey, because it tell you that there is no bands in that death, man. In Psalm 73. There is no bands in that death, man. Got it.
Or they brag about their evil desires.
Right, they supposed to. This is kingdom. Hey, this nigga bragging just like how he got a rhino on the wall in the den. Those niggas drink cognac, no, not cognac, scotch, and bourbon and shit. Like on the movie Roadhouse. We went to go kill the dude in the house. Got all them exotic fucking animals in the goddamn room. Hey, this is Esau. Look, see that right there? See that buck right there. That motherfucker. We had to drag that nigga. See this right here? Yeah, he just gave it up. See, I got this one on the floor right here. This motherfucker. We had to fight.
Fight.
Go ahead.
They praise the greedy and curse the Lord. The wicked are too proud to seek God.
See, it said they curse the Lord, man. The Lord made the so-called white man, who gave him the power just to be opposite of the Lord, man. Got it.
The wicked are too proud to seek God. They seem to think that God is dead.
Right. That's that song, yeah. Brother Trey had brought it out. These niggas think the Lord is dead. They finna find out.
They keep putting up that DMV.
Yeah. You got it. They finna find out how alive the Lord is.
This is Revelation 3 verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast as thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
With that, we're giving all praise, honor, and glory. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone only, but do well and teach well. These blessed salutations to the hopeful elect. Only unto you we say,
Shalom, above the ball.
May Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh continue to bless you in your house. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Hey, walk with the precept. Walk to the end. Till next time we say shalom.
Shalom.
Close out. Yahweh. Ba'ashim. Shalom. Yahweh.